All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Champ Car Live. It's the Nelson 24 on Champ Car Live, presented by AutoZone, and it's the TireRack.com Champ Car Endurance Series. We're at Nelson Ledges this weekend for 24 hours of continuous endurance road racing in the heart of grassroots motorsports in Garrettsville, Ohio, on this very fast 2-mile historic road course. I'm Paul Veltum, joined by the all-star commentator cast of Doc Waldrop and Bill Strong. And sometime today, we should see Tiffany Alexander join us too. And we're back here this morning, almost 7 a.m. at Nelson Ledges Road Course. So we'll get you up to speed here on what's been going on over the evening hours. When we last spoke with you at 7:50 p.m., it was the Team Salins was leading the race with MZ Customs in second. The number 31 Red Green was in third. The number 283 was in fourth. The 283 car, I believe that was Car Ramrod, which is currently down in 18th in the pits. And the number 495 was fifth. And the 495 is All Roads Racing. They're in 11th place right now. So the current standings this morning, it's Team Salin leading after 841 laps. They're up 18 laps over the field, with MZ Custom in second. Red Green Racing is third. Blake's Garage is fourth. Most Mint is in fifth. Hound Dogs is sixth. The Banana Splits are in seventh. Now, they've been in the pits for about a half an hour. They pitted at the 7:50 lap and then found themselves back in the pits just 7 laps later, and they have not emerged since. They were in fifth place at the time, unfortunately. So at 107, the Mini, a whole lot of less laps, had a big impact off of turn 3, made it back to the pits, and with the lights broken, and the Bush boys went behind the wall. At 116, about 10 minutes later, the Mini left the pits to rejoin the race, missing the right front auxiliary lamp, and the car didn't look too bad. Then at 140, the number 338 MZ Custom car was black flagged for a taillight out. At 144, the 495 car, All Roads Racing, was back from behind the wall after being off in turn 3 at 11:55. They went way out off of past turn 3, and it took about 5 laps to get that car back at that time. So at 2 a.m., the Mini was on its side in turn 4. And at 7 minutes later, we went back to green. The Porsche pitted for fuel and driver. In fact, that there's a video of that on our Facebook page that Bill took. Looks really good. And the weather outside at that time at 2 o'clock, 55 degrees with a slight wind. Then at 2:21, the 521 car of Hound Dogs was in the paddock. They changed an axle. The CV boot was shredded. And at 5 a.m., NTF Racing, the number 683 Honda with the red front air dam, they wrecked at the exit of the carousel. And the pace car was deployed at 5:10. And then, as I said, Banana Split pitted at 6:30 with Red Green and Blake's Garage. They all came in at the same time. But the Banana Split team pitted also again then at the 7:57 lap, and they were running fifth at the time, and they have not emerged from the pits as of yet. So that gets you up to speed on where things are at this time. We'll take a look at Race Hero. It looks like I'll need to get that working again here, but that's where things stand right now. Good morning, everyone. Welcome. I'm Paul Veltum. Doc Waldrop is present and accounted for. Bill,
awake, but present and accounted for.
Yeah, Bill is in the pit area babysitting the pace car until such time that he doesn't have to. And as soon as I can get my brain working here, we'll get you. We'll go through the full standings here.
Dangerous to do this early.
Anything could happen. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I kind of wasn't surprised when I logged on to Race Hero this morning, seeing Team Salem still logging laps, leading this race. This is about the largest margin of victory we've seen in a couple of years. I mean, this is reminiscent of 5-6 years ago.
Yeah. I can't get my display capture to work, unfortunately.
Okay.
So we're going to just have to live with the scrolling standings that you have there, and I'll give you the verbal equivalent of it.
Yeah, if you can share your screen with me.
Yeah, let me just be so kind so you can see what I'm looking at. That's up, and then there. All right. So, looking at the standings so far, we'll give you the complete rundown and the breakdown by class. So at 845 laps, 21 hours, 2 minutes into this 24-hour race. In P1, it is Team Salem in their 99 Porsche Boxster, the 942 car. Now, someone had asked me yesterday if I would read off the car numbers, and I asked them why, but they didn't respond, and I couldn't really think of why they would want that. And then it occurred to me there are people at the track watching, and they don't know the names of the cars; they just see the numbers. So I'm going to try to add that to my repertoire and give you some car numbers at the same time. This could end badly. I'm going to try though. All right, so the 942.
I'll see if I can help.
Okay, thank you.
You'd probably like some help occasionally, wouldn't you?
I need all the help I can get, brother. There's lots of things that can be done here to help out, yeah.
You give me the team, I'll give you the number. How's that sound?
Well, I can blurt it. I'm just reading it off the sheet, so off the Race Hero, so I think I can manage, but we'll see. You would think that would be easy enough, right? So here we go. So that's the 942 car, and then in second place, the 338 MZ Custom in their Mazda MX-5, which is blue. They're in second. The number 31 Red Green Racing BMW, which is also red, is in third. The number 248 Blake's Garage in their 2000 Mazda Miata, they're fourth. In fifth place, the number 50 Most Mint Racing in their Saturn SC, which is kind of a minty color green, they're fifth. So in sixth place, the 521 Hound Dogs car, 325 black and silver, they're in sixth. In seventh, Banana Splits, they're in the pits apparently. That's the number 170 BMW that's like a red and a yellow and a green color. Looks like they've just tumbled to seventh. Hakuna Miata they've tumbled to eighth. Hakuna Miata has passed them now, is in seventh. That's the 128 Mazda Miata. So in ninth place is the number 470 Silver Star 92 Mazda Miata that is red. In 10th place, it's the 139 Auto Body Specialist. That's the 1979 Mazda RX-7. In 11th,
bright blue.
Oh yeah, that's right. It is. It's like a bright blue color. It's a beautiful looking car. In 11th, the 495 All Roads Racing BMW. That's the 318 Ti. That's the 95, which would make it like it looks like an E36. Okay. So in 12th place, the number 35 Step Brothers BMW. That's the gray 325 IS. Thanks for joining us, by the way, those of you who are watching. In 13th place, we've got the number 340. That's the EMON or EMON Motorsports Honda.
That stands for the Evil Minions of Nelson.
Which is a fantastic idea.
Yes.
So they're in 13th. In 14th, it's the number 236 Cargo Racing 2004 Mazda Miata. In 15th, the number 683 NTF Racing in their blue Honda Civic. That was the car that I mentioned earlier that was off in turn 3 or something, and then they got it fixed. And then in 16th place, the 732, whole lot of less laps. That's the Mini. They're not turning laps right now. Bill told me that they were off track. I don't know beyond that. Let me check my notes. Looks like they were, well, they were on their side earlier in the morning, but they're off again now. So I don't know if they rejoined or yeah. In 17th, the number 909 Bush Boys Mazda Miata that's black. They're 17th. In 18th, the number 283 car Ramrod. That's a red Mazda Miata. In 19th, it's the Misfire Honda Civic, the number 773. It's purple. All right, car Ramrod shown in the pits. We're almost to the bottom of the field here. In 20th place, Team Coco, the number 30 BMW 318 IS, blue and white. In 21st place, it's the number 993 Clapped Out Racing 94 BMW E36. In 22nd place, it's the number 253 Rhinoceros Racing, another 93 Miata. In 23rd, it's the 707 car, the BGKP Saab 900 that blew an engine. In 24th, it's the Cavalier Chevy that we thought was going to rejoin the race. At least we heard that they were. They do have 231 laps out here. So they're in 24th. That's the 931 car. And the Junk Player Special rounds out the field, the number 500 in 25th. So cars not circulating right now. We've got the EMON, the EMON team. A whole lot of less laps in the Mini. We've got car Ramrod, Misfire, Team Coco, Clapped Out Racing, Rhinoceros Racing, BGKP, Cavalier, and Junk Players Special. The rest of the cars are on track. So the Banana Splits car has rejoined the race as I was giving the rundown. Whew. That's where we're at, folks. And good morning.
Very nicely done, Paulie. I'm impressed.
I think I need a break. Is it commercial time yet? No. Okay.
Not quite.
All right. Dan King, welcome to the broadcast. Thank you for giving us a wake up.
What God's name are you doing up this early?
But you can see the sun's beginning to come up, and this is that time of the day when everyone's like, thank the Lord there's daylight. We're coming out of this mess we got ourselves into. I just want it to be over. Most Mint Racing out here still turning laps. They're in 5th place. They've got 774 laps they've turned so far. Banana Splits goes back to pit lane. They are back in the pits again from 8th place. This is going to give the Silver Star team a chance for the pass because they're only 34 seconds behind Banana Splits. So that would give them the opportunity to move into 9th place. So we'll see how that works out for them.
Yeah, we're probably going to fall short of the 1,000 laps mark. I just did the math, and if things hold out, we're going to end up completing about 971 laps.
All right, so this is 7.
Most of this field, like you said, is pretty well spread out by a couple of laps. We got Team Saline with 851 laps. MZ Customs with 832 laps, so they're about 19 laps down. Red Green Racing is on lap 827. That's about 5 laps down from MZ. Blake's Garage was 797. That's about 30 laps down to 3rd place, running in 4th. Most Mint Racing 775, so that's about another 22 laps down. And then Hound Dogs is 769. That's about 6 laps down. Hakuna Miata, lap 762, and they have just got a 1 lap lead on Silver Star, and the Banana Splits is 1 lap down to Silver Star. That was a lot of math for this early. I'm spent. That's it for me.
Okay, man. We'll call you. We'll get back with you guys here in a couple hours when we both wake up. We're going out for coffee. See ya.
I made no promises to wake up.
I was going to say something both intelligent and compelling, but that drained out of my ear just a few minutes ago. I've lost all sense of. I don't know. It'll come back to me. So, yeah, we've got Banana Splits. Let's see. They're in 9th. Looks like Silver Star did make the pass on them. They leapfrogged them in the pits. Banana Split still holding the fastest lap time of the day. Jim Inger turned in that time. He is just scary quick for a guy that rarely races. He's one of these guys that gets in the car and just annihilates the field. He's amazingly quick.
We hate people like that.
Talented people? It's disgusting.
That's how I feel for my pool team today. As I mentioned, we qualified for the city champions next June. Well, play resumes this morning at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
And that's 9 a.m. is not an hour you generally associate with pool playing.
Right. Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, it's not conducive.
No.
So we'll see how we do today. Today's the money round.
Cool.
The more you play and win, the more money you win.
So Team Salem still in control of the race here, up about 19 laps, which means they're up about 40 minutes over the field. And it's just past 7 o'clock, so we've got another, is that right? 2 hours and
Almost
45 minutes?
Yeah, you're on track.
Okay, so everything's...
You've got some basic math skills working.
I didn't change anything overnight. I just let it run, and that bailed me out. Once you get it right, I was afraid to change anything.
Right.
On board with Silver Star, and they find themselves in 8th place now. They've passed Banana Splits, leapfrogged them in the pits as they're obviously struggling with some mechanical issue just as we went live, unfortunately for that team. And they are back in the pits with that machine. A look at turn 12 there as the cars are whistling up into turn 12 and diving to our right, which is their left, for turn 13, the final turn on the road course. Let's take a look at the racetrack out here at Gingerman Raceway. Gingerman, man, I'm just going to stop talking and roll the video.
It's in Ohio.
So let's take a closer look at Nelson Ledges Road Course, situated here in Garrettsville, Ohio, as we head out onto the front straightaway. Pits off just to the right, flagger stand off to the right, as well as we head under the bridge. Still a few bumps and dips left over from the old course, but turn 1 nice and smooth. A little bit of banking there heading into turn 1. Car tracks out nicely to the exit through turn 2, now down to T3, fast right-hander, which leads us down to T4, also known as Oak Tree. Progressing around this constant radius corner, a lot of drivers making it a double apex, as you see there. Now heading to an area called the Carousel. By looking at your track map there, you can see it tightens up considerably towards the bottom of the carousel right here, making it the most technical part of the racetrack. Now exiting onto the back stretch, also the fastest part of the racetrack. Through the right-hand bend here now leads us down to the kink. Once to the kink, you enter into the S's, which leads to the slowest part of the racetrack, turn 13. Progressing through turn 13, pit in just to the right, back to the front straightaway, And that is a lap around Nelson Ledges Road Course. 2 miles in distance, 13 corners. And that is what our drivers will be facing for the next 24 hours of racing.
I couldn't have said it better myself. So there you have it. A lap around Nelson Ledges Road Course. You caught that?
No, I was just kind of chuckling at the YouTube conversation between Dan King said, "What's the weather like?" And while I'm typing in, Bill would say it's blizzard conditions.
Right.
Bill chimed in and said, "It's freaking cold."
Well, it was 55 at night with a little bit of a breeze. That's
55
enough.
is balmy.
That's enough to knock over Bill Strong. That's not.
Yeah, he's probably got a down parka on, 6 layers.
And they say I'm a delicate flower, right?
Yeah, no, not when it comes to cold. Bill is a true candy ass.
And Doc, I remember what I was going to ask is if you could boost your microphone volume for us so we can hear
Like
you
I know how to do
a
that.
little bit better. Yep, that's better.
How's that?
Yep.
Okay. I don't have my outside voice up yet.
That's okay. That's perfect. Nelson looks cool, but what about Gingerman? I don't know. See, Dan, really?
He's paying attention, damn it.
That's
we don't allow that, Dan. It completely throws us off our game when people are actually paying attention to what we say.
Banana Split still in the pits right now after 856 laps. Team Salem out about 20 laps over the field. MZ Custom is second. Red Green Racing is third. If you're just joining us, welcome and good morning. A quick rundown as to what's happened over the evening hours. We've got at 1 o'clock in the morning, the Mini had a big impact. That's the Whole Lot of Less Laps team. They were off at turn 3 and back into the pits working on the lights. They finally they got it back on the racetrack about 15 minutes later, but that right front auxiliary lamp was out. MZ Custom was black flagged for a taillight being out around 1:40. All Roads Racing was back on the racetrack at about 1:45 after going off at T3 around 11:55 in the evening prior. And the Mini was up on its side at turn 4 at 2 o'clock in the morning, and we went back to green at 2:07 after that. The Porsche came into the pits. You'll find a 2 o'clock pit stop on the Facebook page that Bill recorded of the Salem Porsche pitting. And by that time it was 55 degrees with some wind. At 2:21, Hound Dogs were behind the wall changing an axle. NTF Racing at 5 a.m. Looks like they wrecked at the exit of the carousel, and the pace car was deployed at 5:10. And that brings us up to where we're at right now with Banana Split. Having some sort of an issue there. They found themselves in the pits for quite a while now. They were up to 5th place, I think. Let's see when we left them. They were not inside the top 5 last night at 9:50, so they worked their way back up the field, and now they're not turning laps at this point. Again, that's the fastest car in the field, so we'll try to keep tabs on them and see.
I hope our viewers realize how lucky they are to have you, Paulie, because my race recap overnight would be something like 11 o'clock, it was dark. 12, dark still. 1 o'clock, it was darker still.
Well, I mean, all the
That would
credit
be about it.
goes to Bill because he took all these notes. And
I know, but I mean, you can actually read Bill's notes,
yeah.
which is incredibly hard to do when he's on that voice-to-text thing.
Right. On board with the Saturn SC of Most Mint Racing. Wailing away in P5, unofficially, of course. You know, there was some concern about the condition of the car last night, and here they are in the top 5.
Yeah, evidently they had, what, an off-track excursion and broke a fuel line. There's a picture of them huddled under the car on the grass.
Well, and I remember they've been underneath that car whenever it comes into the pits. It looked like they were working on the exhaust system. So, yeah, you were saying Will's suit looks a bit weathered.
It's a veteran suit.
Yeah.
And I'm going to blow this name. I have no earthly idea how to pronounce it. The last name I can maybe handle, Tubala, is asking, yesterday you guys said Salen's brought 6 sets of tires. How many have they actually gone through? I don't know. We saw him do one complete 4-tire change. Like Paulie said, that's up on our Facebook page. Bill recorded it. So I don't know how hard that car is on tires.
Well, they did a pit stop. I don't know if they did a tire change during that pit stop at 2
Yeah,
o'clock.
no, they did.
Oh,
They
okay.
changed all 4 wheels.
Gotcha. Okay.
The video I looked at. So I don't know how many tires. And they brought one of their other Boxsters out here to the track to do the test day yesterday. So they ran that car as well. They did not enter it into the race. So I have no earthly idea. Our tires lasted the entire VIR 24. Nelson's a higher speed track. So I would imagine their tire wear is pretty good.
Yeah, and most men did a good job at Indy too. They're tough. I mean, these guys really are tough.
And that's the hard button. I mean, there's not a, if you break something, you can't go running to another team. It's like, hey, you got a lower control arm left side. They're the only Saturn that basically runs in the series. They're certainly the only one here today.
Yeah. Yeah, they're definitely the lone wolf out there when it comes to the make and model and all that branding.
Dan's asking, Salen's has 3 cars that they normally compete in. Up
Whoa.
Until this year,
our leader has spun and turned 12. Just did a loop-de-loop there. Good morning, Bill.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Sorry, Doc.
Yeah, he just spun out.
Morning, Bill.
Good morning, Doc. Was your sleep nice and toasty?
No. I was telling Paulie it was one of those nights, Bill, where you can't get to sleep and you're like, okay, well, that's been about an hour. You look at the clock, it's been 5 minutes.
So the Salen's car did a nice little loop-de-loop there on the racetrack at T12, and they're back underway. I wonder if he'll bring it into the pits. Let's see what he's going to do here.
Might as well.
Oh, he's talking to the pit. He's talking to his crew.
Yep, he came in.
So Dan was asking on the Salen's cars. They were competing with RX-7s, but now I think they've changed all their cars over to the Boxsters.
Yeah, they're moving over to Boxsters. They're it's the RX-7's just getting harder and harder to find cars.
Hold on a second, here, guys. Let's see if we can hear
the Boxsters. So
what
we're
he's saying.
accepting the Boxsters with I think they're 0 or 500-point cars.
Hey, Bill.
4 75-point cars. Yes.
Hang on just a second. Let's see if we can overhear what's going on.
What was that again?
Stand by.
Oh.
So I think they just did a quick look over the car.
I would agree. That's what it looks like. Oh, he stalled it. Yeah, I don't know how long he's been out there, but at that point,
probably about an hour and 20 minutes. I mean,
right.
Might as
they
well
were
carry it to
doing
the end.
pretty much 2-hour stops. So
I took a video of when he got in the car. They did a 4-tire change. I posted it up to our Facebook page at Champ Car Endurance Series. It's pretty cool. They did 4-tire stop, fuel, tire inspect. They inspected all the brakes and bits around the car in 5 minutes. And I had to go out and deliver lunches this morning, or breakfast this morning, to the corner workers at Big Al. And
That was probably pretty exciting for you, huh?
yeah, because I got to off road. That was kind of cool. And I'm on the inside of the carousel, and I look in the mirror and I see the Salen's car slow dramatically, and one of the cars he'd been racing with passed him, and then they continued on. But I talked to their team later, and I said, "Hey, thanks for not hitting me." And they laughed and said, "Yeah, he was kind of confused. He didn't know if we were under yellow or what. He
Oh,
didn't want to pass anybody, so he slowed down big. And but nothing happened. And then I got to go on the straightaway at pretty much full speed, which is a little scary on that corner right there that you're looking at, in a crossover that's high off the ground. There's all-wheel drive and wallows all over the road. But I made it. Val and I made it through there safely, and we're able to feed those folks there on that corner on the right of your screen. And the hardest part was getting back onto the track from that position, because the cars are coming down so fast that you look for a blank spot where there was no lights. And when you when you finally go to put your foot down, there's lights there. So it's like, wait for it. And then it was just like, just go for it. So all four wheels lit up, and we went for it.
So Bill, what's going on with the teams and the race, and like what are you seeing out there? You said it's chilly out there, or
No, I said it's freaking freezing. Get your English right.
Bundled up, or
it's damn near a blizzard, Paulie.
I swear it's snowing.
A freak September blizzard.
It's in the 50s. Mike actually has Mike sitting beside me with a what is it? What kind of heater is that? Yeah, electric heater at his feet. Like women use at their desk in the office. One of those.
Yeah.
I didn't just call it a woman, Mike.
I'm trying to get a feel for what's happening in the race and the paddock and stuff like that.
Cars are going around.
No, the crews in the paddock area, like what's going on?
Almost all teams stayed up last night. Guys are standing around drinking coffee. There's a couple of, they're hydrating because it looks like they're going to be getting into the car soon. But it's the field. I was talking to Jay this morning, and it's funny how he thought the field would be more spread out, but it's clumps of cars. 3 or 4 cars here or there, kind of.
Well, they could be sharing headlights.
They could be. Well, not anymore, because the sun is now up.
Right.
And it's pointing right in my face. But some guys still have their lights on. Some have turned theirs off. It's just you're in that now. It's 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning. You're in that routine. Just go do the laps, get this done. We're surviving. Some teams are starting to come down pit lane. We just saw how Salen's made a mistake, something they haven't done pretty much all race. Is that him coming down? Yeah, they're back in pit lane right now.
Well, I mean, this is going to necessitate another stop, but they've got the time. Maybe the driver's tired. Like you said, he just made an unforced error, as it were, having a slight spin out on track. So,
yeah, it could be he called for another driver. He just did a few laps, and then he's going to bring it in. And
to let him get ready.
Sure.
They're looking at the. They're doing a tire change. They're looking at the left rear. Yeah, they did a tire change earlier. Now they're looking at the left rear.
He's not getting out.
No, he's going to stay in.
I'll put some hoops on it and send him back out. He might have flat spotted a tire.
Sure.
Or they have a rear end issue.
That's speculation, Bill.
Well, they're inspecting the tire.
Yeah.
They're also inspecting the axles.
And we can overhear them a little bit.
Lap lead. Where is he now? Or 20 lap lead, yeah.
It's really not that bad.
18 laps now.
Put her down, let's go.
We're just clearing the wires out of the way so it doesn't screw anything else.
They had their lug nuts glued on their new set of wheels and stuff. I was impressed.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. They put the lug nuts on like that. They put the tires on, and then when they went to put when they were inspecting the car, the tire guys were walking around the car picking up all the lug nuts so that they didn't get flung all over when he took off. That was cool.
You ever been hit by one of those?
No, and I don't ever want to be.
It hurts. I got nailed several times covering NASCAR races.
You didn't learn the first time?
No, well, it's kind of hard to get the shots you need of pit stops and not get hit by those things because there's like 5 per each wheel, so that's 20 per car.
Yep.
And they can go multiple pit stalls.
All right, they're starting the car up.
Yeah, those things hurt. It leaves a mark.
Huh.
Even
Stalled
with the
it
fire
again.
suit on.
You have sound on him? Listen to the way he takes off.
He's having a lot of trouble with it.
Yeah.
Stalled it the last time he was trying to leave the pits. He's able to get out of the pits, but when he comes to drop off his clock, it seems to be a problem. Back on the racetrack goes the leader.
Yeah, I had to pick him up, I think, 3 times last night. He's ready for it. They plan it. They know that their guys notice I'm getting in the car. They see the light come on, so they radio him and let him know what's going on. And he's waiting for me under the bridge when I come out. He's not trying to race me, which is really nice.
You could show them that awesome power you have, though.
Oh, I did. I showed it off.
Yeah.
And I got yelled at because I had to slow down. No, I'm kidding. That hasn't happened here. I won't say it hasn't happened, but it has.
So at 864 laps, Team Salem leads as they just emerge from the pits. We've got MZ Custom in second, Red Green Racing in third, break for commercial. Back in just a moment. You're watching Champ Car Live, brought to you by AutoZone. Stay with us, everybody.
I think I'm going to try buying tires online.
TireRack.com can help you with that.
I guess I could buy the same ones I have.
No need to guess.
Our tire decision guide gives you all the right options.
I mean, I am no tire expert.
You don't have to be. We've tested and rated thousands of tires.
Answer a few questions and you're good to go.
Someone should invent a tire decision guide or something.
Can he not hear us?
TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be. At AutoZone, you get what you need when you need it. Got a today job? Pick it up free same day at your local AutoZone. More of a tomorrow project? Order as late as 10 p.m. with free next day delivery. Getting the job done just got easier.
Frozen rotors from Diversified Cryogenics deliver increased performance and a higher level of safety while significantly reducing braking system costs. Our proprietary 60-hour cryogenic process permanently and dramatically improves the usage life and stability of brake rotors, creating a distinct advantage in tensile strength, abrasive wear resistance, and rotor longevity. Frozen rotors. It's the cost-saving solution for better braking performance. Lifeline USA is a leading manufacturer of onboard fire suppression systems. Lifeline's continuous commitment to research and development ensures that we supply the most innovative and cutting-edge products available. Used by the majority of the world's motorsport championship-winning teams and constructors, Lifeline has a proven history of success. Lifeline offers a complete range of fire suppression systems for all budgets and needs, and we continue to push development and limits on both extinguishant materials and our patented delivery systems to make the race car environment almost as safe as sitting on your sofa at home. Every kit has been designed for a professional and simple installation. For more information and to purchase your Champ Car fire suppression system, go to www.lifeline-fire.com.
In 1977, Bill Wood set the standard for high-performance brakes. Today, every Willwood product is born from racing technology and is proudly manufactured in the USA. Engineered, designed, rigorously tested to deliver unsurpassed control on and off the track. Whether it's for cruising or absolute performance, Willwood has an application for the ultimate stopping experience. Race-proven, street-ready, drive Willwood.
Worn shocks and struts can be dangerous, so replace them with Duralast loaded struts to restore ride control and improve brake performance. They come with a new spring installed and compressed, so installation is safer and quicker, which means less hassle, more safety. Duralast loaded struts, available only at AutoZone.
Coming up next for the TireRack.com Champ Car Endurance Series, it's Sebring International Raceway, September 21st for the Sebring 14-hour. And Motorsport Park Hastings, September 21st and 22nd for the Nebraska Enduros. To find out more information, go to www.ChampCar.org.
And welcome back, everyone, to the Nelson 24 on ChampCar.Live, presented by AutoZone. It's the TireRack.com Champ Car Endurance Series, and we're at Nelson Ledges this weekend for 24 continuous hours of endurance road racing in the heart of grassroots motorsports in Garrettsville, Ohio. A very fast 2-mile historic road course. I'm Paul Veltum, joined by the all-star commentator cast of Doc Waldrop and Bill Strong. Tiffany Alexander may join us a little bit later. So welcome, everyone, to the show. Thanks for joining us. And I hope you had a good evening, as we did. And the team's up at the front of this field right now, enjoying a comfortable lead. But, boy, that can be wiped out quickly with these very short laps out here at Nelson Ledges. Team Salem, after 868 laps, has the lead, up about 17 laps over MZ Custom. In third, it's the number 31, Red Green Racing. In fourth, the 248, Blake's Garage. In fifth, the number 50, Most Mint Racing. In sixth, the number 521, Hound Dogs. In seventh, it's the 128 of Hakuna Miata. In eighth, it's the 470 of Silver Star. In ninth, it's the Banana Split, number 170 car. They are behind they're in the pits apparently, or behind the wall. In 10th, it's the 139 Auto Body Specialist. In 11th, All Roads Racing, the 495 car. In 12th, it's the number 35, Step Brothers. In 13th, it's the number 236, Go-Kart Racing. In 14th, it's the number 340, Iman Motorsports, apparently in the pits. And in 15th, it's the number 683, NTF Racing in their Honda Civic, also shown across the pit loop. So there's your top 15. If you'd like to follow along with your favorite teams, you can do so by going to racehero.io or Race Monitor. It's race-monitor.com, or pick up their apps respectively in the App Store. So checkered flag at 10 o'clock today. So we're just coming up on the last 2 hours, which means over the next 20 minutes, we're going to be seeing teams coming in. They're going to be hoping to make their final pit stop of this 24-hour race to carry their cars to the finish. And the latest drama that's unfolded here is the Banana Splits team. Looks like they finally rejoined the race. They've been in the pits since about lap 165. They spent about a half an hour in the pits there. They were in P5 around the 750 lap, pitted, went back out for a few laps, pitted again, and they've just been sending the car back out and then bringing it back in. So they're obviously trying to resolve some sort of an issue. Now, this is a car that was up into 5th place earlier, and they that was this evening, or early this morning when we were up. And yesterday, They were also up in the top 5, and they suffered an electrical issue. Bill was down on pit road, looked like an alternator issue, so they got that repaired, but that set them back a ways. They seemed to recover from that for the most part, positionally anyway, over the evening. So having some more issues here, and we'll see if Bill can get down there and find out what's going on with that car, but the Banana Splits team having some trouble. So they just rejoined the race. They're in 9th place. Looks like they've got 6 laps up on Auto Body Specialists. So if they can keep the car out there, they might be able to stay in the top 10. Looks like Silver Star has come into the pits. There they are on pit road. So they're not behind the wall. Steering wheel up on the dash. So they're probably doing a driver change. Yep. And taking fuel, which is a little early, so unfortunately, because of the Champ Car rules, where you have to come in, you can't leave a driver out there longer than 2 hours, they're going to have to pit yet again. And I just saw the Banana Splits team crossing the start-finish line here from our camera that's perched looking at the flag stand as cars come down the front straightaway. Right now, your overall leader, Team Salem. Back on board the Porsche machine. Before we went to break, we witnessed that they spun at turn 12. They brought the car in briefly just to give it a quick check over, and then they were back in the pits a few laps later, changing tires, and got the car back out. So
yeah, I would guess they flat spotted a tire. Driver brought it in immediately after, but probably went out for a couple of laps and said, yeah, we got a really bad vibration in the left rear. Let's go ahead and bring it in and change that tire.
Yeah, better than shaking the car apart and causing some kind of other damage to the car. They've got, he's got about another, 15, 20 minutes before he should pit and then put their final driver in.
Just kind of glancing over Race Hero, and it's pretty impressive. A lot of teams set their fastest laps in what I would kind of guess is the nighttime hours. Blake's Garage set their fastest lap on lap 647, and they're on 820 now. Most men set their fastest lap on lap 469 with a 119.4. Hound Dogs, their fastest lap on lap 408 with a 117.5, and Hakuna Matata with their fastest lap on lap 462 with a 121.6. So whereas most of the other teams, their fastest laps were lap 55, lap 19, lap 124, well into the daylight hours soon after the start of this race. So always kind of impressive. Of course, the engines are going to like that nighttime cool air.
And Team Cavalier has rejoined the field and just turned their fastest lap time of the race.
There you go, guys. They don't give up in that Chevy Cavalier.
Down there in 24th spot. And so they're out there splatting bugs. Good for them. I think they just went by.
Splatting bugs.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Are you counting bugs?
9, 10, 11. No, 12. I count 12 cars not on the racetrack right now. And we know that Silver Star is in the pits. They're just finishing up their pit stop. But yeah, they're going to have to pit again. Unless they decide to hang out for 15 minutes in the pits or another 10 minutes. They're not going to do that. So
update their Facebook status.
Yeah. Have a sandwich.
Yeah. Have some ice cream.
Back on board with Most Mint. So the Iman team and the NTF Racing team both still showing pitted. They may be behind the wall at this point. We know the NTF team wrecked outside of the carousel during the wee morning hours, so they may have some extensive issues they're working on there. Most Mint finds himself in 5th place right now.
Yep, they had a 3rd place last year. It was a larger field last year. I think we had 42 cars. At last year's Nelson Ledger's 24.
Yeah, they had some issues earlier this morning. They had to take off the wheel, one of the rear wheels, and take a look at the suspension. Oh, and they got off. Boom, the 139 just did a nice little pop in pit lane.
Yeah, we heard that over your mic.
Yeah, everybody jumped right in front of us. They actually, to avoid another car, they had to take evasive action and go off into the infield.
And I think they broke a fuel line then.
Yeah, and they ripped the fuel line off. So they're able to get it down pit lane and pushed up into their spot there, where they quickly went to work on it and got that car back out in record time. They had to basically replace the whole line in it, but he had a spare line.
Wow, that's what I was going to say. It's not like, running a Saturn, you can go borrow another line from another team. It's not like the BMWs where, you can go hit up other teams for parts. If you don't have it for the Saturn, you don't have it. Chances are you're not going to find it in the paddock.
Right.
Although they could check out that 24-hour AutoZone over there in Cleveland.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I never knew that there was a 24-hour AutoZone.
I didn't either. That commercial we run, they say that they're open till 10 o'clock at night. They don't even mention that they have some 24-hour stores out there.
It's a well-guarded secret, no doubt. Certainly by the employees, right?
Yeah, I'm sure they're not thrilled about it. No, maybe they are. Maybe they long to get some people in there. That's pretty awesome. I wish I had one of those here.
If a guy comes in at 4 a.m., he knows exactly what he needs. Because who else would be up at 4 a.m.?
Yeah.
What year, sir? Is that an automatic?
Yeah, year, make, and model. And of course, the big joke is you go into most Autoport stars, and my English isn't working this morning. The year, make, and model. Well, the body's an 86.
Oh yeah.
The driveline's an 89.
Trust me, my MR2 has a Camry V6 in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're looking at no, sir. It only shows a 2-liter or 2.2 liter.
I know what it shows.
Does it have a turbo?
Back on board with the leader here. Banana Split's back in the pits, unfortunately. So still having some issues with that BMW.
The 931 is in pit lane.
Can you see what they're working on the Banana Split car from there, Bill?
Which one's a Banana Split? What number?
It's the 170 that's got like a bunch of different paint colors. It's red and yellow and green.
Oh, they're in the paddock.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they've got the hood up. They're kind of talking to the driver through the window. Looks like the driver's out of it, actually. He's got his helmet and Han sitting on the roof.
Okay.
Well, let's see.
Sorry, I'm having my first coffee of the morning.
Alert the media.
There was no coffee lady here overnight.
That should have been. We should alert the media for that.
Your agent let that fly?
Well, Andrea wasn't here this weekend.
Your contract, though. Your contract.
That happened at VIR 24 too. It's like
Mike didn't allow her to leave and come with us just to make coffee for us.
So you guys remember the airplane movie? The stewardess is trying to tell everybody to stay calm, and we're having some problems with meteors smashing into the side of the ship, and then somebody stands up and says, "Are you telling us everything?" She says, "Well, not exactly. We're also out of coffee," and then they spaz. Airplane 2, gotta love it.
Popular meme going around where the flight attendant's making her lines, and the lady says, "How often do airplanes crash?" "Only once."
All right, stop. I just scheduled my flight to Road America last night, so don't make me think.
I got
like
another great airline joke then.
Oh, well, hey, Doc, can you boost your microphone volume a little bit again for us?
Oh, I had my microphone off a little bit.
Cool.
How's that?
That's much better. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, and my other airline joke is much longer. I don't know if y'all want to hear it.
I don't know, but that should be mandatory on all aircraft, is to have both airplane movies should definitely be.
Yeah, sure.
Where are all the cars? Oh, there they are.
It's just too good. So 878 laps complete. Can you believe that? That is insane.
How many laps are done last year? 900 and.
Yeah, we were aiming for 1,000, but that red flag we had yesterday, which was brought out by the glorious blown engine of the 900 Saab.
It wasn't an implosion; it was an explosion.
Yeah, it's breathtaking, really. That brought out a red flag and parked us for about 45 minutes, and so that kind of hurt our chances this year. But fingers crossed, there's always next year. Maybe next year we can get hit that 1,000 mark.
Let's see. Last year we completed.
Tiffany, can you hear us?
951 laps.
Can you hear me?
Good morning,
Hey,
Tiffany.
Tiffany, good morning. How are you, young lady?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good. And if you can, I'm already asking you to do stuff for me. Here it goes. If you could boost your microphone volume for us a bit.
Okay. I couldn't get it to work at all earlier, so.
Oh, well, we've got
Well, that's the same problem we've been having with Bill, Tiffany.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
It's in
just
my
kidding.
internet
Just
connection was
kidding.
So how
Bill's
are you
been
this
working
morning?
his butt off.
I can turn you guys all off right now.
No, you can't, Bill. But yeah, you could turn us. You could take off your headset and not listen to us. And,
Yes, exactly.
and pout. I'm going to fold my arms and turn
That
around.
would just increase the jokes.
Stamp my foot. Tiffany, how are you?
I'm doing well. How's the race?
Well, it's been pretty interesting. You know, the team sailing here that we're on board with right now, they took an early lead yesterday morning, about 5 minutes after the race start.
And never look back.
They really didn't look back.
It wasn't necessarily like they had to actually work to get where they're at. It's not it wasn't given to them. And there's been some really good close racing.
I think
Well,
what
they had a
they've had.
scary moment when a team decided to pit right in front of them.
Oh yes.
Yeah, that just about took them out. And then they had a spin here just a few minutes ago over in turn 12. Fortunately, nobody was around them, so they didn't hit anything. But their big fight hasn't been so much to get to the lead as much as it's been maintaining the lead. They've had a number of teams trying to chase them down and take over who run into misfortune just as they get within striking distance. It was MS Fire yesterday morning. Banana
Hound
Splits, Hound Dogs, yeah. Hound Dogs.
Hound Dog, they've been pretty. They've had they had some wheel bearing issues. They had what was the other issue they had? They came in this morning. Let me think about it. I remember. Did I write it down? I think I may have. But they had some issues this morning, which delayed them in the in pit lane. And it's one of those things that once they get back on track, they catch up to the Porsche and they fight, and sometimes they get by, sometimes the Porsche pulls away. It's amazing to watch those two cars go at it.
Yeah, Bill, you did write something down at 2:21. You wrote that they were in for an axle swap. The CV boot was shredded.
Yeah. And that took, I think, 25 minutes.
It's amazing.
Taking pictures of me. Sorry. So yeah, they were back here for about 25 minutes changing that axle, and that's 25 minutes or 25 laps.
Mm-hmm. No.
Yeah, with lap times in the 120s,
minutes, right?
it's a fair amount.
Oh yeah. You're right. Well, and they so changing the CV axle on those cars, it's not too difficult, but you're supposed to. The thing that's a hassle about them is you're supposed to torque the retaining bolts that hold it to the flange, and that's a hassle. The other thing that's difficult that I found on our car was getting it out of the hub. You had to really drive it out with a hammer. That was the only way to get the thing out of there, and it was a real hassle.
The light bulb above my head.
Bringing the new one in. So that's.
I'm sorry. So
that was the most challenging part about changing the axles in the E36.
Yeah, they had a problem finding the right tools too. So the
right, because it takes
Mike is here next to me making all kinds of jokes. And
well, tell him we're doing a broadcast. He needs to stop.
Yeah, Mike, we're doing a broadcast. Be serious.
This is all very important stuff here.
So Jay was outside, and they were having a hard time with the tool. Jay walked down to the Salins team. Salins gave him a proper socket and brought it up, and they were able to get that fixed.
Yeah, it's like a female Torx socket that you need.
That's
for those,
not
right?
what we call Jay.
No. I'm sorry. I lost my head there for a moment. That's probably another violation into the employee handbook that came out.
Yeah, the employee.
Just tell.
I never got that. I swear.
Tell Mike I'm just on page
that's what we all
26. I apologize. I haven't gotten to that part about not calling people various types of tools.
Female Torx.
I'm sure it's in there too.
I'm sure of it.
I mean,
But
if
we
somebody
can still call Jay a tool.
is a tool, I mean, could you not call that out?
We may not be able to yet, Bill. I have, like I said, I'm only on page 26. It might be buried in there.
Yeah, that employee that took Mike a long time to type up.
Well, with us 3 or 4 clowns, he had to put a lot of details.
Yeah,
that's the media appendix.
Bill's got his own chapter, I think.
Yeah, there's a Bill Strong chapter of the employee handbook.
It's a very short one. All it says is every Monday morning report to HR.
Mm-hmm.
And we might have a local yellow. I'm just watching these a parade here.
Do we have a local yellow? No.
Okay. Well, it might just a lot of patience then, as we're on board with Silver Star and their Miata.
We got cars coming in, guys fueling now.
Yep, we're getting near that final 2 hours, Bill.
Yep.
Can you believe it?
No. I know that the time between 1 o'clock and about 3 o'clock went like, it seemed like 15 minutes, it seemed like. And I did not fall asleep.
Was you napping?
No. I spent a lot of time trying to figure out how to program the sign up. We only got to use the street sign once, the DOT sign.
I'm so disappointed.
The 50 cars in. We had a.
I mean, if a DOT worker can figure it out.
This one was
special train.
Yeah, this one was a little bit. You had to program it and do all kinds of stuff.
What, like in COBOL or something?
No, you had to.
Not like the one we use for the hour.
JavaScript.
You had to. Do you want to do this? Yes. Do you want to do that? Yes. Do you want to do this? No.
Oh.
When do you want to put your text in? Now or
Now?
later? No. And it says, well, and then you go through 3 more screens, and finally you get to it. You type it in, and then you have to go through a whole 4 or 5 screen sets to save it. So yeah, it wasn't fun, and everybody kept looking at me like, "Hurry up!"
That's always the best.
So most
if
men,
you can't get that done, I'm going to find somebody that can. And I threw my hands up in the air and I said, "Find somebody."
Good, great. Knock yourselves out.
We had this big argument on pit lane. It was a little scene. We don't talk about it.
Jackie took a swing at you.
No, that was Mike. Jackie was going.
Okay, so let me just cut through all this and try to bring some updates before we go to commercial.
Okay.
Bill Salin just sent me a message and said there was a local yellow over in that area, and the Most Mint guys just basically ran out of fuel as they brought the car in. So they're putting fuel in the car, doing a driver change.
Slowed down a lot.
So if they can pace themselves, they might be able to make it to the end with this. MZ Custom in their blue Miata, they're our second place car. They've pitted. I'm assuming they're in the pits or they're behind the. Okay, all right. All Roads Racing, the 495, they're in 9th place. They're not turning laps. The same with Cargo.
They're in pit lane right now. They're cleaning the car off. Now, did you tell them a story this morning that I told you about that car being off into the woods?
Yep.
Out in the bushes. When I mean out in the bushes, there was like 4 or 5 guys with flashlights before the car. They were looking
Could you
for-
fire off a flare?
Yes, they were looking for an escaped prisoner. That's what it looked like. And as I drove
They had the
through,
hound dogs out there.
Yeah, hounds out there, the whole bit. And they finally found it. It took a while to pull it out, but they got it. And it, weeds and all. And I swear there were tires stuck to the front of the nose of the car as they pulled it out.
He did a Doc Waldrop where he's carrying other people's parts around the racetrack.
The guardrail stuck to it. Yeah.
All right, guys. Break for
you have
commercial.
that hanging up on your wall, or did you have to give that guardrail back to?
I never got the guardrail.
Okay. All right. On that note,
We got a break for commercial, and we'll be back here in a few minutes, folks. Stay with us. Champ Car Live, brought to you by AutoZone and a whole bunch of crazy people. Back in a minute.
I probably need new tires.
You do.
What if they sold tires online?
We do. We're TireRack.com.
They could offer lots of tires
We have so many tires.
and help you find the right tire.
It's called the Tire Decision Guide.
Oh, and they could ship them to a nearby mechanic.
We shipped over 7,000 independent recommended installers.
This is an amazing idea. Sorry.
TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
She's got a brake job. She needs the right parts. With free next-day delivery from AutoZone, she orders the parts online as late as 10 p.m., and we deliver them the next day, so she can get back on the road. Getting the job done just got easier.
Hi, it's iRacing commentator David Haynes. In 2019, I'm excited to be bringing coverage of the Champ Car Sim Series, the sim racing division of the Champ Car Endurance Series. Contested across 15 championship rounds using the 2015 Mazda MX-5, the winners will receive a free entry into a real Champ Car Endurance Series race in the 2020 season. Each points round will be broadcast live by HJBC. Head to forum.champcar.org for full information and schedule. Sign-ups are open, so get registered now. Best of luck, and I'll see you at the track.
Lifeline USA is a leading manufacturer of onboard fire suppression systems. Lifeline's continuous commitment to research and development ensures that we supply the most innovative and cutting-edge products available. Used by the majority of the world's motorsport championship winning teams and constructors, Lifeline has a proven history of success. Lifeline offers a complete range of fire suppression systems for all budgets and needs, and we continue to push development and limits on both extinguishant materials and our patented delivery systems to make the race car environment almost as safe as sitting on your sofa at home. Every kit has been designed for a professional and simple installation. For more information and to purchase your Champ Car fire suppression system, go to www.lifeline-fire.com. Located in Northeast Ohio with 40 years of combined experience, Money Shift Racing knows how to deliver performance and safety, offering everything you need to get your vehicle and drivers ready for race day. From safety equipment to full engine assembly and repair, in-house fabrication, 3D design, and rapid prototyping. Money Shift Racing, performance done right.
I did it.
You see how it's...
That's it.
We did it.
You did it. You can do it.
The path to I did it starts at AutoZone. Get in the zone.
Coming up next for the TireRack.com Champ Car Endurance Series, it's Sebring International Raceway September 21st for the Sebring 14-hour. And Motorsport Park Hastings September 21st and 22nd for the Nebraska Enduros. To find out more information, go to www.ChampCar.org.
And welcome back to the Nelson 24 here, folks, on ChampCar.Live, brought to you by AutoZone. I'm Paul Veltum, joined by the whole crew. We got Doc Waldrop, we got Bill Strong, we got Tiffany Alexander, and we're carrying this broadcast as best we can to the finish here. Just another 2 hours till we checker this thing and put an end to this misery. It's a grueling 24 hours of racing. 889 laps, if you can believe it. Hound Dogs has come into the pits in their 94 BMW. That's the 521 car. And Banana Splits behind the wall in 10th place. Not sure exactly what the story is with that car. Whoop, they just slipped to 11th. Autobody has leapfrogged them. It doesn't take long. You know, they were down so many laps, these other teams, but this track is so short at 2 miles. It doesn't take long to overcome those laps and put all that hard work down. So that's where we stand right now, going on board with the leader. And so far, so good for the team sailing. They've had a few events, moments that came up. Doc alluded to earlier with they were going around the inside of one of the E30s. That was the Step Brothers team. Thought that they were going to stay out wide, but actually they wanted to come into the pits, so they crossed over in front of the Porsche and just about took them out, not seeing that they were there. And then as we just shortly after we went live at 7 o'clock, they spun at turn 12, just did a loop there. Didn't hit anything, not too dramatic. That's one of the slower parts of the racetrack. I'm sure it got their heart rate up. But brought it into the pits, had it checked out. Everything was okay. Did a few more laps, came back in, changed that left rear tire, and sent him back out. So there you go. That gets you up to speed with where we're at. And yeah, Tiffany, if you can
boost a little bit.
That's better. Yep.
Okay.
Give us a little bit more. We just want to be able to hear you, doll.
That's awesome. I appreciate that.
We missed you yesterday.
Oh, it was awful without you around.
Yeah, broadcast
terrible.
Total hell.
Y'all were completely unsupervised.
Well, this is always a dangerous thing.
So thanks, everybody, for joining us here on ChampCar.Live, and we appreciate having you with us. Please go ahead and comment in the feed there. We would like to hear from you, where you're watching from or listening from. Let us know, how your builds are coming, when the next race you'll be attending, when's that going to happen. Let us know what's going on.
How the wife and kids are doing.
Right.
Also, if you have some bandwidth issues and you just want to listen, I don't know, I shouldn't say this because I haven't checked it, but we have Radio Champ Car deployed now on the website. So the main page, you can just click on the play button and listen to it there. So I'll have to check with Bill.
I was looking for that yesterday. I was driving, so I couldn't look for it long. I didn't see it.
Okay.
So look again.
I'll take a look here. If you go to the main ChampCar.org website and you scroll down a little bit, just to the left, there's a black play bar there. And it says Radio Champ Car.
She's got one of those fancy cars.
Oh yeah.
Well, I found the the ChampCar.Live link so they could go straight to the YouTube, and watch us. But I didn't see the other one because I was going to try to keep up with what was going on. I had aunt duties, so
Yeah, it
my little
doesn't have
nephew.
the. Right now, it has yesterday's recording, so it doesn't have the live feed. So we'll see if we can get
Okay.
Bill to get in there and change that. But then that would mean we'd have to ask Bill to do something, and that doesn't usually go well. So we'll try.
Probably better after he's rested.
So Tiffany, if you're over on our YouTube feed, you'll see a guy named Bud Yeti commenting.
Yes.
He
Yes.
is in Birmingham.
Oh wow. Okay. Me too.
Yeah,
Hi,
so
Bud.
he was on our broadcast from Gingerman a couple of weeks ago, and I told him y'all were based out of there. He's evidently does quite a bit of driving in Birmingham and has seen Eurasian autos.
Okay, so he knows my husband's shop. Okay.
Yeah, he knows where that
Eurasian.
is. So he's currently building a car for our series. So I said, well,
Oh wow.
oh, and it's a Honda Civic, I believe.
Oh, I have some spare ones of those.
I mentioned that to him. So who knows? He may hit you up for some parts.
Oh, we got a message. The number 31, which is Red Green Racing. They're dragging something. So Bill's messaged me about that, and they're our third place car.
Right.
Okay.
Hopefully it's not something they need, right?
Because there's so many things on a car that we really don't, just if they're dragging something, it might be exhaust.
Or a body.
Yeah. There's some things you can get away with.
Might be a
There's
tire.
some things that are important, though.
It could belong to somebody else too, and Doc knows about that.
Yeah, it might be
Oh,
dragging
yeah.
somebody's Miata front end around. That was pretty funny.
It was
We're
great.
just trying to keep the track surface clean, right?
Yeah,
Just,
exactly. Well, it happened
get
at
that
AMP.
debris
It was
right out
funny.
of there.
Like, oh, it's Brew Crews had some contact. So I look up and they're on the back straight, which we can see from the control tower. And the whole back of the car is like white. And I'm like, oh my God, he's torn up that car. And it's like, wait a minute, the back of my car isn't white. So sure
Right?
enough, we pulled into pit in and it was the entire front clip from a Miata. So we left it there at pit in. The team came down and thanked us for retrieving their body parts.
That's funny. I guess it's better for it to be somebody else's parts than your own.
Yeah,
Less
exactly.
likely to cause your car to stop, right?
Right.
A little less likely. Unless it's like an armadillo or something.
So I'm guessing
those,
the team
really.
Salen's, I guess the roof is fiberglass or something because they keep putting the timer on the hood.
They're coming back into the pits again.
Well, this is
would
probably
be it.
oh,
Yeah.
it's a little late for a stop, although they've been in.
Yeah. They probably
So-
banked some time with all the stops they've made.
Yeah, exactly. And they've got a pretty handy lead on the second place car, so looks like a routine stop. You can see that gentleman putting the overflow catch fan up there in the front.
All right. Looks like we're swapping drivers. They fuel up front.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, the Boxster typically fuels on the front right
I was
quarter
going to
panel.
say you should know these things.
Mm-hmm. I don't usually have to
Your
pop
track
my
car.
hood. Yeah. Yeah. I was talking to somebody the other day, and they were like, "Wait, the loud Boxster, like the real loud one." I was like, "Yeah, that's me."
Well, I mean, Salins
that
is
girl.
commenting that their car is not that fast in a straight line.
No.
But I think it starts out, somebody mentioned
I don't have
500
headsets on,
points.
so I can't hear you.
Okay, we got Bill live down in the pits here, guys, so I think he's going to talk. I don't know.
Okay.
He said he's not listening to us. Can you believe that? I think he's giving us the silent treatment.
You could only be so lucky.
I was going to say.
I'm not that lucky. It must
Yeah.
be one of y'all.
But Team
Hello?
Salem, he can't hear us.
Oh, he really isn't
He
listening.
went down there without his headset on or something. So, but they're putting the fuel in there, and I'll tell you, that car stands pretty tall at night with the lights on it in the pits. That was a pretty cool shot.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't think anybody got to see it but me as we were at commercial as they were pitting it, but it was cool.
Well, Bill got some great videos of one of their stops last night. They're going to jack up the car. Looks like they're going to change 4 tires again.
Why not?
Watch this. They've got their lug nuts glued onto the wheels. I'm impressed.
That's how the pros do it, right?
I'm telling you. It's not quite a Formula One stop, but it rivals NASCAR, certainly.
And they used to do this with the RX-7s, too. They'd change those tires out. Don't let that tire get away. That would be bad.
Looks like these guys have done this before.
It's a good-looking car.
Fresh hoops on it. We were talking about that.
I mean, a little biased, but.
Well, yeah, we were talking about the lack of contact. Bill and I, or Doc and I, were talking about that. We really haven't heard of anything about cars coming together. They've just been going off the racetrack and getting into the tires or whatever.
Yeah, it's been mostly car-to-course contact and not car-to-car contact for the most part.
We don't want to tear up these pretty cars.
No, and there are some good-looking cars out there. Auto Body, that car's nice looking. It's out retrieving lug nuts.
My very first track car was a 98 Boxster, so very similar to this one. That first generation.
I think Byron Pugh used to have a Boxster, if I remember correctly.
He's had a few things over the years.
Yeah.
Several fun toys.
He's got some nice toys.
So they've gotten the car fueled, they changed the tires, and the crewmen's just what they're doing is they're watching the clock, because when you take fuel, you're in for a minimum of 5 minutes. So they got all that done inside the 5 minutes, and they're just waiting. They're running that clock down so that when he arrives at pit out, they have maybe 15 seconds or something left, which pit out is like 6 feet away from where they're standing.
Right. Yeah, you could roll a golf ball and hit it.
And what they're just trying to be courteous to pit out so they don't get parked waiting and waiting and waiting and right.
He doesn't even have enough room to really straighten out the car.
So
That's how
pit
close
out.
it is.
Yeah, that's right. And they're just gonna look. They're gonna check they checked his wristband to make sure he had his driver strap on. The strap, it's the band, and then check the belts real quick and send them out.
This driver is evidently on a catch and release program.
Do tell. Catch and release.
It's a fishing term.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I understand.
It was a bad
fishing.
joke.
I just don't understand it.
It
Okay.
was a bad joke.
We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Joe Nonamaker that's in the car. So.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah,
He's
Billy
been
sailing
coming here to Nelson Ledges since he was a kid.
I mean, that name is pretty famous in the racing world.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember watching the Nonmakers back in Grand Am days.
Oh, he got off track? Yeah.
Cool.
He spun.
Cold tires.
Fresh tires. Yep.
Got away from him there.
Happens. He's going to scrub those in. What's the temps like there?
Well,
it's near blizzard conditions.
Do we have a pit reporter?
No.
Yeah, which means
near
it's
blizzard conditions.
Right,
Yeah.
so it's probably 60, 65.
It's a total whiteout.
It's a total whiteout. Yeah. It all depends on who you're asking.
Bill's got 6 layers on. Snowmobile suit, heated gloves.
I mean, it is Ohio, right?
I don't think we've had any weather issues.
No.
Maybe a little fog overnight.
Yeah, it was a little bit We had a little bit of haze in the air as we went into the evening yesterday, but I didn't hear anything beyond
it's not
that.
near compared to the haze that I've got in my mind right now.
Oh. It looks like Mostment chasing down the leader here.
Yeah, so
Dylan's telling us it's about 59 degrees.
Bud was pointing out that Salen's car probably had a little problem hooking up that LS swap.
Yeah.
A lot of wheel spin.
That's hilarious. So 59 degrees, and with especially sunny, that's great racing weather.
Yeah, exactly.
Cars can breathe.
Oh, Joe Salen is in the car. I'm sorry. Okay. Joe Nonamaker got out. So correction there, folks, on that.
How many Saturns has Mostment went through? Because I don't think it was a bunch. They keep sticking with the Saturn.
This is their original build.
That's what I was contemplating in my brain.
They've been with us for quite some time.
That's what I was thinking.
And again, that Saturn is the, that's not the easy button. There's not a whole lot of teams in Champ Car that run a Saturn. In fact, there's exactly one.
Yeah.
Actually, I think there is another team that runs a Saturn.
Mostment putting a pass on the leader.
What's happening with this?
Let's see. I have this information at my fingertips.
And their camera just kind of
froze.
Yeah, it might come back later to us. But yeah, the Mostment team just put a pass on the leader going down the front straightaway.
Okay, Saturns. There are, wow, there's 4 Saturns that race with us.
No way.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's on my record. Well, my records only go back to 2017, but CB Racing has a 2006 Saturn Ion. Mostmen, of course, with their SC. Golden Lake Racing. Wait a minute, I can't follow my lines across. CB Racing has an SC2. Golden Lake has an Ion. Mostmen has an SC. And 10-second Rice Racing has an SL2. So there's 4 Saturns that race with us. Now, we haven't seen 10 seconds since 2017.
Okay.
Golden Lake, we haven't seen them return to the track this year, nor have we seen CB Racing.
So this is my opportunity to bring my minivan into the mix. So we'll have a Saturn minivan. Watch out.
Exactly. Bring it.
I'll probably pass us all in a minivan.
That would be embarrassing.
Yeah. I'm like, did I just get passed by a minivan?
I'm going in. That does it. I'm getting some coffee. I'm not going to put up with this.
I was at Road Atlanta one time, and the weather was just terrible, and I'm in a track car with sticky tires, and it's very cold and wet, so that didn't work out very well. I got passed by 3 Cayennes in a row. I was like, okay, I'm done.
That's it. I'm out of here.
So
I'm done.
Taking my football and I'm going home.
So that was Auto Body Specialist going by. Black Miata. We should see there's Mostment, I think, and the leader right behind them. I know. We all feel the same way, Doc.
Sorry, that was like heartburn or something. I don't know.
No, I thought you were just giving us the overall feel of the
sigh
of the moment.
Long race. Yeah.
24 hours to be exact.
Mm-hmm. I'm surprised that people still sign up for this, you know?
Well, we're idiots.
Mm-hmm. Brutal. So hard to
Some of these teams never learn, too.
Yeah, they're racers.
After
You ever met those kind of folks?
Yeah, no brains. Just heavy right foot.
Do what they want to do.
Foots?
Mm-hmm.
Those are feet, actually.
Hakuna Miata in 7th place is shown not turning laps right now. So they may be in the pits doing their final pit stop, or they might be behind the wall. Don't know. But that's the only car in the top 10 that's not turning laps right now. The Banana Splits team that was up in 5th earlier this morning, they're down to 12th. They're behind the wall. They've been having some problems with that car since about the 750 lap mark. They've actually had challenges with it throughout the race, working on the electrical system. So don't know if maybe that's reared its ugly head and now they're having trouble with that again, or what the story is. But, you know, they worked that car into the top 5 at least 3 times during the course of this race.
Yeah, and they were one of the faster cars out there.
Yeah, the Jim Inger at the wheel, they turned the fastest lap time of the race with that 1:15.8.
That was a long time ago on lap 37.
Yeah. Yeah, that was way back when the car
First
was
stint, no doubt.
fresh and healthy.
Oh, I remember being fresh and healthy. That was years ago.
What was it like? Oh,
I barely remember.
The TV might have still been black and white.
Team Salen's out
What
15
TVs?
laps over the field. And
We were huddled around the radio.
I thought you were going to say the campfire.
I do remember as a kid, though, going over to our neighbors because they had a color TV and we watched the Beatles on the Ed Sullivan Show on a color TV. That was a big deal.
I bet so.
So Mostment leading the leader around the racetrack here, coming onto the front straightaway. And here they come. The leader in tow.
This is a short track. What's the length?
It's 2 miles.
2 miles. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't get Bill started on short tracks. Oh,
I mean, that's not really short. I mean, that's actually not much.
No, Bill proceeded to
Bar is
list
only a little bit
every
longer.
track. Bill proceeded to list every track in the country that was shorter. And it was an innocuous statement I made, something to the effect that, you know, if you pit here, it's such a short track and the laps are so quick, you can lose a lot of time, all your cushion that you've built up.
Right, you can go several laps behind, yeah.
Yeah.
Not super short, it's just got to be super fast.
Exactly,
Yeah.
which was what I was trying to bring up. Bill completely ignored that part of my statement.
Well, eventually you got back around to the point you were trying to make.
Well, yeah, after about 20 minutes.
It took a while, but we did get back there.
Yeah. Well, first we had to, you know, get the train back on the tracks.
Small derailment.
But I will say this for Bill. He stayed up all night and gave us some really great race notes, which I went over at the beginning of the show, and I can recap that when we get back from our commercial break here in a couple of minutes. But yeah,
I'm listening to you guys and I'm writing all this down.
Oh, okay. Welcome back, Bill. Good job on the pit stop video. That was enjoyable to watch. And we've got Hakuna Miata. It looks like they've just cleared the pit loop, so they're probably coming back out to rejoin the race. The number 128 Miata. And Bill, if you're down in the paddock area, if you wouldn't mind finding out what's going on with the Banana Splits team, that would be great.
Okay, I'm having to change batteries in all my gear once I get that done because everything stopped working all of a sudden. Something about, batteries need changing. So once I get that done, I'm headed out there.
Okay, well, thanks.
You're the best, Bill.
You are.
What a swell guy.
So, well, hopefully we'll get some information from those guys if they're still around the car.
Speaking of swell guys, I have lost some gear. One of them being a set of lights. It's a little square, storage box.
Cubes.
Little black stair storage box, about 6-inch square, that had some little square lights they're LED lights that fit on a camera. They look like one of those GoPro, those little square GoPros, the Sessions.
They're called the cubes, Bill. The cubes, remember?
Yeah, the cubes. They look like those. So if you saw them at VIR 24 and put them in your backpack or whatever, and you don't know whose they are, they're mine. Never even got to use them, and they were fairly expensive.
Yeah.
This is why we don't have nice things.
Well, yeah, I pay for most of this stuff out of my own pocket. Of course, you know, it sucks when I lose stuff. So that and that's what I miss most. I really needed it last night, and I'm missing it. So if you guys saw anything like that, please let me know. It's media@ChampCar.Org. There'll be a reward. I don't know what yet, but thanks, guys.
Have you posted it on the forum, Bill?
No, not yet. I've been way too busy, and I just wanted to make sure that I didn't actually have it stuffed somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I spent all last week looking, didn't find it, but I thought, well, maybe it'll just turn up, but it hasn't. So, thanks, guys.
All right, Bill. Yeah, hopefully we can find that, Garrett. And I'm surprised with all the travel that we do, and you don't have lost more really, but this really stinks. So.
Yeah, I've been pretty
Help
lucky.
us out.
It's one of those things that I've only lost 2 things or 3 things, and James Clay found the other one when they went into turn 1 at VIR. As one of my cameras came flying up from under their seats, under the pedal of the guy. They weren't too happy about that, but and that wasn't a Champ Car race. That was a CCA race or some other race. They were one of the bigger time races they were doing with it. So. But yeah, so that and a hot spot. I'm still looking for the hot spot. That's a Champ Car owned stuff, and I think if people saw it, they'd know, and they would have called me. So I know it's somewhere. Just still looking for that as well.
I've got a hot spot somewhere on the Daytona infield if the mowers haven't run over it already.
Actually, it's one of our rigs. So it has a battery, a hot spot, and the aluminum rig with it. So
a whole big contraption is missing.
Yeah, if you think you had a camera in your car,
if it's still
look
in there.
Your car. If you still see like part of it, because I have the actual camera, I just can't find the battery in the rig. So.
All right, so we're going to break for commercial, folks, and then we'll be right back. So stay with us. You're watching or listening to Champ Car Live, and it's brought to you by AutoZone. Back in a moment.
I think I'm going to try buying tires online.
TireRack.com can help you with that.
I guess I could buy the same ones I have.
No need to guess.
Our tire decision guide gives you all the right options.
I mean, I am no tire expert.
You don't have to be. We've tested and rated thousands of tires.
Answer a few questions and you're good to go.
Someone should invent a tire decision guide or something.
Can he not hear us?
TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be. At AutoZone, you get what you need when you need it. Got a today job? Pick it up free same day at your local AutoZone. More of a tomorrow project? Order as late as 10 p.m. with free next day delivery. Getting the job done just got easier.
Frozen rotors from Diversified Cryogenics deliver increased performance and a higher level of safety while significantly reducing braking system costs. Our proprietary 60-hour cryogenic process permanently and dramatically improves the usage life and stability of brake rotors, creating a distinct advantage in tensile strength, abrasive wear resistance, and rotor longevity. Frozen rotors. It's the cost-saving solution for better braking performance. Lifeline USA is a leading manufacturer of onboard fire suppression systems. Lifeline's continuous commitment to research and development ensures that we supply the most innovative and cutting-edge products available. Used by the majority of the world's motorsport championship winning teams and constructors, Lifeline has a proven history of success. Lifeline offers a complete range of fire suppression systems for all budgets and needs, and we continue to push development and limits on both extinguishant materials and our patented delivery systems to make the race car environment almost as safe as sitting on your sofa at home. Every kit has been designed for a professional and simple installation. For more information and to purchase your ChampCar fire suppression system, go to www.lifeline-fire.com.
In 1977, Bill Wood set the standard for high-performance brakes. Today, every Willwood product is born from racing technology and is proudly manufactured in the USA. Engineered, designed, rigorously tested to deliver unsurpassed control on and off the track. Whether it's for cruising or absolute performance, Willwood has an application for the ultimate stopping experience. Race-proven, street-ready, drive Willwood.
Worn shocks and struts can be dangerous, so replace them with Duralast loaded struts to restore ride control and improve brake performance. They come with a new spring installed and compressed, so installation is safer and quicker, which means less hassle, more safety. Duralast loaded struts, available only at AutoZone.
Coming up next for the TireRack.com Champ Car Endurance Series, it's Sebring International Raceway September 21st for the Sebring 14-hour. And Motorsport Park Hastings September 21st and 22nd for the Nebraska Enduros. To find out more information, go to www.ChampCar.org.
And welcome back, everyone. Nelson Ledges, the Nelson 24 here on ChampCar.Live, brought to you by AutoZone. It is the TireRack.com Champ Car Endurance Series, a second of the two 24-hour races scheduled for this year. So if you didn't get enough this year, well, no problem. Wait till next year. We got more racing ahead for next year's schedule. You can check that out on the ChampCar.org website. Team Salen's leading the race. Red Green has come into the pits from P3 as Hound Dogs crosses the start-finish line 3 laps down from Most Mint. Banana Split still in the pits right now, with Iman Racing also shown in the pits. The gaps are at least 1 lap between these cars right now. I'm not showing anybody that's racing on the same lap as another car. So standings at 908 laps. I'll go to a recap here after this. It's Team Salen leading the race up 16 laps over. MZ Custom Red Green Racing is third, the number 31 car. Then it's the 248 of Blake's Garage in fourth, the number 50 of Most Mint, the number 521 of Hound Dogs in sixth, the number 128 in seventh. That's the Hakuna Miata team. In eighth, it's the 470 of Silver Star. In ninth, it's the 495 of All Roads Racing. And in 10th, it's Auto Body Specialist, the number 139. So as we went into the evening at 9:50 p.m. yesterday, the standings were Team Salen in the lead with MZ Custom in second, Red Green in third. Then it was the 283 car that was in fourth, and the 283, catch up with it here, was the car Ramrod, which is down in 18th right now. And then the 495 car, which is All Roads Racing, they were in 9th place. And then at 1 o'clock in the morning, the Mini had a whole lot of laps racing. They had a big impact at turn 3, made it back to the pits. Their lights were broken. Bush Boys were behind the wall at the same time. About 15 minutes later, the Mini left the pits, rejoined the race, missing right front auxiliary lamp, the aux lamp. But the car looked okay. And then at 1:40, MZ Custom, who's currently in second place, were black flagged for a taillight being out. That's the number 338 car. Just 4 minutes later, All Roads Racing, the number 495 car, returned from behind the wall after being off at turn 3 at 11:55. They went way out past turn 3, and it took about 5 laps to retrieve that car. And then at 2 a.m., the Mini was up on its side at turn 4, went back to green about 7 minutes later. And that's when the Porsche team came in and did another pit stop. It was about 55 degrees and slightly windy at that time. 20 minutes later, it was the number 521 of Hound Dogs. They were back behind the wall changing one of the axles. One of the CV boots was shredded. At 5 a.m. this morning, the NTF Racing number 683 Honda wrecked at the exit of the carousel, and the pace car picked up the field. And then at 7 a.m., 6:30 this morning rather, Banana Split came into the pits from 5th place, and it looked like it was going to be a standard pit stop, but that was really the beginning of their woes. Multiple lengthy pit stops to try to get that car repaired and get it back onto the racetrack. They're still behind the wall, according to the information that we have. And Red Green and Blake's Garage pitted as well around that same time. Banana Split falling from P5 at that
What's
time.
the car number of Banana Split?
170, the multicolored red, yellow, green.
They're loading that car up now. Let me talk to them real quick.
Okay, thank you. And at 7:25 this morning, the leader spun in turn 12. And then they brought it into the pits just to check it out, sent him back out, did their driver change here just a few moments ago for their final leg of the stint. Sorry, I got a blue screen up, guys. I guess we lost our feed. There you go. So that brings you up to speed with what happened over the evening hour.
Thanks for getting that screen back, Paulie. That saves me from writing a strongly worded letter to you.
Oh, yeah, you're welcome. Oh, yeah. There's got to be an easier way to buy trophies. Yeah.
Well, and Billy Salen's pointing out that they're not sandbagging out there. They're just babying the car to the finish.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know what the whole.
I mean,
sandbagging
they're not
thing.
babying it too much. Their last lap was a 124. The previous lap was a 121. So.
Yeah, and I don't even understand. Yeah, what the argument would be. I mean, the idea. I mean, Jackie Stewart has said for him the idea is to win the race going as slow as possible.
Slow as possible. Yeah.
He's just trying to win the race. That's the goal. Whatever that strategy, however to work that out. Nowhere does it say on paper you got to be flying, 100% the whole time.
Right.
No, actually, some of the best, most professional racers are the ones who know when to pull back, know when to push, know how hard to push. They manage the race. They manage the car. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, and that's not a disposable car. They're going to keep racing this thing for years. So you're not trying to wear the car out race after race. You're trying to, it's going to live to fight another day. So you just go out there and do your thing. And they're doing it. They're doing it really well. So it's been a good.
I don't know about y'all, but we've all had those teammates where you don't want to be slotted to drive afterwards.
Because you're not going to get to drive.
Right.
What's up,
Not
Bill?
a lot left of the car.
All right, so basically their spark plugs expired, and when they expired, they took out coils. They may have taken out other parts inside the engine.
Oh.
Don't know for certain, but they loaded it up, and we said our goodbyes. We thanked them for racing with us, and they'll be back again.
Okay, that's
unusual,
unfortunate, but yeah, it's too bad. They had a great race of it. They certainly put on a heck of a performance out there.
Yeah, just posted up some images of the Honda, the 773, on Slack.
Okay. Ouch. Yeah. Unfortunately, I can't bring that up right now, but we'll get that stuff published during the recap for you so you guys can see what's going on. Rocking up through the gears, Team
Ouch.
Salen.
Whose car is that? 773.
That's a 771 Honda that went off this morning. She said that the crew chief she was driving, she
misfire.
She took some lights in the inside the car that temporarily blinded her, and when she regained her sight, the road was gone.
Oh, no.
So she went forward. She went through the dirt, tried to gain control of it, lost it, and it rolled over once. And everybody's fine. She's okay, but the car needs a little tweaking, and it backed into the what do you call it? The tire walls back there.
Yeah, that right rear is kind of messed up.
Just to put that corner right in the tires. There.
Well, and we were talking about that. We briefly touched on it last night. We were on board a car that has a wing mirror, and we were talking about visibility. And it's like the wing mirror. You know, already cars are starting their lights flash over your mirror. It's like, all right, well, you think it's hard now to see now. Let's multiply that times 6.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, there's something I don't see endurance racers, night endurance racers doing with our series that I used to see back in the 70s and 80s and even into the 90s, was that they used tape over the back windows to basically make shades. You know how we put the sunshade across the top of the window? Right. They were also doing it in the back windows, running them horizontal, leaving spaces in between so you could see the cars behind you, their lights, but you weren't blinded.
Yeah, what you can also use, we haven't found it necessary yet, but in my former profession as a lighting designer, there's gel called neutral density, and it's just basically a gray film, much like window tint, and you can cut a strip off of it and fold it down, and it knocks down the light intensity.
Well, what I do is on our Toyota MR2, which is a little easier to do than some of these cars, that when it's time to turn the lights on, we come in. I have a piece of window tint, you know, the stuff to buy at AutoZone. It's not real dark, but it's dark enough, and it's a rectangle sheet. I peel off the backing. I spray it with some soap, or actually just water. And then I put it on the window. I slap it on the window real quick, and just squeegee it down, and it works. And then when the race is over, if we're not doing another night race, we peel it off, clean off the Lexan, and do it again next night. Yeah. And it works awesome. I mean, you still get a little bit, you know, kind of blinded by some of the brighter lights, but it doesn't flash blind you. You know, it's dull, which is nice. You see where people are. That's easy.
You want to see without being blinded. Yeah. Not long to go now.
Now we're getting down there. Trying to get these images uploaded. I think I can get this done.
Okay.
You've done this before, Paulie. Go.
Well, while he's doing that, you two talk about what we got coming up.
Coming up on Champ Car, we're going to go to Sebring next on September 21st for our annual date there for the 14-hour race. And on that same weekend, we have Motorsports Park Hastings. That's an 8+7. So Bill and I are going to be on location in Sebring. Paulie is going to be at the massive ChampCar.Live complex, assuming he leaves enough breadcrumbs where he can find the correct studio
unless I can't make the rent. So that's dependent on that.
Yeah. So, and Tiffany, are you going to join us for Sebring?
I think I am going to be available for that one.
Yeah, are you going to be in Birmingham, or are you going to come down and play with us in Sebring?
Ooh.
Ooh.
mean, I love Sebring. That's such a pretty thing.
Yeah.
We'll have to see how that works out. See if
We'll
there's a
see.
hotel in my name.
All righty. So that's the weekend. Next weekend, where we have a rare weekend off because our schedule gets really busy. So that covers September 21st and 22nd. The very next weekend, we are in Harris Hill for a sold out 8+7. The weekend after that, we're at one of the bigger Northeast races, the Pitt Race at Pittsburgh International Race Complex. Then we're going to take a couple of weeks off, or a week off, and hit up Road America for our second race there. That's a double 8 on October 19th and 20th. Then Halloween weekend, we have our traditional date at Atlanta Motorsports Park. That's another 8+7. In beautiful Dawsonville, Georgia, the home of Awesome Bill from Dawsonville.
And that is a gorgeous little town if you've never been there. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
it's the fall's starting to come in and the leaves are
Yeah.
changing and they have these little bed and breakfasts everywhere.
And they got moonshine cars parked on the corners because a lot of people.
They sell moonshine in the city hall.
Yeah, but the festival isn't going to be happening this year on our date. We've often.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, we've often had the Dawsonville Moonshine Festival on the same weekend. So, but that
that's a
date
good time.
changed for some reason.
They knew we were coming.
So then, maybe that's it. So, and then the very next weekend, Auto Club Speedway for an 8+7 out at Fontana, California on the Auto Club Roval. And then we've got several weeks off, and we head to the Augusta National of Motorsports Complexes, and that is Barber Motorsports Park for an 8+7. And Tiffany, I don't know if you heard this, but we got some exciting news this week. Paulie is going to join us at Barber.
He is going to be able to make it. Okay.
Yes, and he's never been to the museum.
You'll need a day and a half to go through that.
That's what I told him.
It is massive.
Yeah.
You know, it has the world's largest collection of motorcycles. They've also got a lot of cars too.
He
but
was
it's
pretty
Guinness
excited
Book
when I
Record
said
certified.
he got pretty excited when I told him that Mr. Barber has an extensive collection of Lotus cars.
I got an update down here, guys. So I'm
Yeah?
down at most men's pit, and ask them how it's going. Well, they've lost third gear. Fifth gear is popping out. They really got to hold it in while they're racing so it doesn't pop out. And the left rear tire is I can't use the words they use, but yeah, it's toast.
Toast?
Yes. And they think it's from the carousel, you know, taking that because, you know, being a front wheel drive car, those guys are just around for the ride. And then the Salen's car, they lost their ABS and it's toast as well, so they're having to actually manually.
Oh, sorry, folks. We just lost the our feed to the my connection with the gang. So I'll see if I can reestablish that real quick. We're just getting some really good stories there from Bill. Okay, so we'll see if we can get these guys back up here for you. There we go. Hello.
All right, I'm back.
Awesome. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. We just had some kind of a glitch on our end here, and we just lost everybody. But we got you back, Bill. You were in midstream there. Do you remember what spot where we lost you?
I don't.
Okay.
I have my stuff outside. Well, basically, okay, let's go back. So, most mint is losing. They've lost third gear.
Right.
Fifth gear, they have to hold in place, and their left rear tire is toast.
Right.
Salen's car, they've lost their ABS. They're having to, you know, drive the old-fashioned way, which is, I guess, press the brakes really, really hard, but not hard enough to lock up all the tires. These guys are skilled enough to do that. They're you know, I think they have the old guy in there. The old guy knows how to do that stuff. The young guys, I don't know. You know, those young guys, they like all those bells and whistles, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
that's what I hear.
control.
Yep.
They're all looking at me. Hi, Salins. No, they're all good, really good drivers. It's fun watching them race. And today, I think the best racing has been between Salins and the pizza guys, the Hound Dogs Pizza.
Right.
Those guys absolutely rock when they were racing together, and they've been doing it all day, and or all night, all the 24 hours. Guys are starting to clear up their pit stalls here. There's a lot of easy ups coming down. Looks kind of naked out here, but there's still a lot of teams along pit lane. Salins has got rid of their super tall tower. They've got their timing and scoring person, controller sitting up naked up there. He's no cover. Sun's peeking out every now and then. We've got really high clouds, a little bit of a breeze. It's warmed up. I'm out here in short sleeves now, taking off
Wow,
the
you ditched
parka.
the parka?
Yes, ditch the parka. Just getting
The
a little too
snowshoes still on?
warm. Well, I'm actually walking around now, so.
So the snowshoes are gone.
Yeah, snowshoes are gone.
Okay.
Got another car coming down here. It's the 338 coming to pit. The guys are over the wall. Looks like they're going to do some work on it. They got the jack stands out. They're going to jack up the right side of the car.
That's MZ Custom, our second place car.
The pulled up just a wee bit too close to the wall, but they're trying to jack it up. Don't know why, but there's a little bit of smoke coming out of the right front.
Well,
oh,
like I
the
said,
exhaust is falling off.
That is our second place car. They've got 6 laps from what I show on Red Green Racing. So.
Yeah, but their exhaust is falling off, so they're going to have to fix that so it doesn't overheat the system. They've got one jack stand down. They're going to go on the other side and get the other jack stand. They're underneath the. Hold on.
Got the off-roading pictures up.
So that's the
yeah,
pictures
it looks like
of
they've completely broken that bike rack on the back of the car.
There was probably a wing there at one time. That would be my guess there, Doc.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, the whole muffler's hanging down. So they've pulled it off.
I'm sure that was a bike rack.
That would be kind of funny to see on track, right? I also want to give you guys some updates on Barber too. I was out there this past week. They've been repaving.
Right.
Hey, Tiffany, before you, I'm sorry. Can you just boost your volume a little bit? We're having a little trouble hearing you.
Better?
Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
So their exhaust broke off. So Ray is telling them they need to have a little extension put on that because we don't want what happened to that car in Thompson happening here.
Okay, so go ahead, Tiffany. What was it you were going to?
So I got out there on Wednesday. They were doing a dealer day thing with the Porsche driving school. Anyway, it was the first day the track was open. And they had just poured the curbs that night before. But the track surface looks fantastic. It was really nice to be out there. So they've got a couple of events coming up, and so they've changed out. The lady. Well, Doc knows for sure. The lady that hangs off of the observation bridge. So new track, new dress. So she's got a fresh dress on.
She has a nice fall frock.
Now, just so our listeners know, this is like a piece of artwork. It's not an actual person.
Right. It's a mannequin-like thing.
Okay, go ahead.
There's artwork all over the track. It's everywhere. I saw some new artwork. I did the kayak course. They have an off-road course. Back on the back side of the facility. That was so cool. But then I saw some new fresh artwork back there that I'd not seen before. It's amazing what those Cayennes can do. They have a cool off-road course there. So we were there courtesy of the Porsche experience. So that is amazing if anybody wants to check that
Byron
out.
out there?
No, I didn't see him. He's at the one in Atlanta. We're at at Barber.
Yeah. He occasionally makes it over to Barber.
Yeah, we have.
I still have his rear bumper from NCM. It's sitting over at Flying Wrench.
Yeah, but so the surface is done and it's ready to go. So it's going to be a little different than previous. There's some few new curbs in places, a few little new pavement in a few places.
Any new guardrails I can hit?
Possibly. When I was there, they hadn't put any of the bushes back. If people who are familiar with it, Mr. Barber didn't really like the look of all that guardrail everywhere. So a lot of places he's back. There's bushes that back like a hedgerow that backs up to all the guardrail.
How much do bushes cost? Are they cheaper than guardrails?
I would
I need
imagine
to know
so.
these
That
things.
guardrail's expensive. I'm gonna get you some souvenir guardrail eventually.
And you have to introduce me to that poor young lady that I hit the guardrail right next to her.
I will be happy to introduce you to her.
All right, guys.
She's sweet.
And we're going to break for commercial here for a few minutes, and then we'll be back here shortly. Stay with us.
The last hour of the race.
Champ Car Live, brought to you by AutoZone. Back in a moment. Stay with us.
I probably need new tires.
You do.
What if they sold tires online?
We do. We're TireRack.com.
They could offer lots of tires
We have so many tires.
and help you find the right tire.
It's called the Tire Decision Guide.
Oh, and they could ship them to a nearby mechanic.
We shipped to over 7,000 independent recommended installers.
This is an amazing idea.
Sorry.
TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
She's got a brake job. She needs the right parts. With free next-day delivery from AutoZone, she orders the parts online as late as 10 p.m., and we deliver them the next day, so she can get back on the road. Getting the job done just got easier.
Hi, it's iRacing commentator David Haynes. In 2019, I'm excited to be bringing coverage of the Champ Car Sim Series, the sim racing division of the Champ Car Endurance Series. Contested across 15 championship rounds using the 2015 Mazda MX-5, the winners will receive a free entry into a real Champ Car Endurance Series race in the 2020 season. Each points round will be broadcast live by HJBC. Head to forum.champcar.org for full information and schedule. Sign-ups are open, so get registered now. Best of luck, and I'll see you at the track.
Lifeline USA is a leading manufacturer of onboard fire suppression systems. Lifeline's continuous commitment to research and development ensures that we supply the most innovative and cutting-edge products available. Used by the majority of the world's motorsport championship-winning teams and constructors, Lifeline has a proven history of success. Lifeline offers a complete range of fire suppression systems for all budgets and needs, and we continue to push development and limits on both extinguishant materials and our patented delivery systems to make the race car environment almost as safe as sitting on your sofa at home. Every kit has been designed for a professional and simple installation. For more information and to purchase your Champ Car fire suppression system, go to www.lifeline-fire.com. Located in Northeast Ohio with 40 years of combined experience, Money Shift Racing knows how to deliver performance and safety offering everything you need to get your vehicle and drivers ready for race day. From safety equipment to full engine assembly and repair, in-house fabrication, 3D design, and rapid prototyping. Money Shift Racing. Performance done right.
I did it.
Do you see how it's...
That's it.
We did it.
You did it. You can do it.
The path to I Did It starts at AutoZone. Get in the zone.
Coming up next for the TireRack.com Champ Car Endurance Series, it's Sebring International Raceway September 21st for the Sebring 14-hour. And Motorsport Park Hastings September 21st and 22nd for the Nebraska Enduros. To find out more information, go to www.ChampCar.org.
Yeah, welcome back to Nelson Ledges, everyone. Paul Veltum, Doc Waldrop, Bill Strong, Tiffany Alexander, along with you for the rest of this broadcast, taking it all the way to the checkered flag just about 55 minutes from now. Team Salem leading the race with MZ Custom in second and Red Green Racing in third. Silver Star is just coming back out of the pits to rejoin the race in P8. So you've got, after Red Green, you've got Blake's Garage, Most Mint in fifth, Hound Dogs, Hakuna Miata, Silver Star, All Roads Racing, and Auto Body Specialist in the number 139 Mazda RX-7 in 10th place. All right. And so we were talking about AMP, and then but we still have some more races on the schedule after that, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
We've got Auto Club.
Picking up where I left off,
Yes.
right after AMP, we've got the Auto Club Speedway, the Roval out there at Auto Club Speedway in California, in Fontana. That's an 8 plus a 7. Then we head over to visit Tiffany at Barber, an 8 plus 7. And then a week later, 2 weeks later, we are at Virginia International Raceway, back to Virginia for the Enduros on the North Course. That's also an 8-7. Then WeatherTech Raceway, Laguna Seca, the week after that for another for a double 7. That's out at Laguna Seca. And then we wrap up the year a week later at, if I do my math right, 7, 10, 25, 20, maybe 2 weeks later. Math is hard. For our double 7 to wind up the year at Sebring. And then we have a whole month off before we start on the 2020 schedule. Part of that schedule is already up on the Champ Car website. If you look up our schedule this year and keep scrolling down, we've got our traditional date back at Road Atlanta. That'll lead off the year. Let me pull that up real quick. Hang on, bear with me. Frog left. Old Muppets joke, sorry. So anyway, let's see, winding down here. Yes. So February 7th and 8th, that's at Road Atlanta. That's a 14-hour race. It's listed as 2 dates because we traditionally have a Friday test day before that race. Then February 15th and 16th, the very next weekend at Sonoma Raceway for the National Championship. We're continuing to post updates as the cars get qualified in. Then March 7th on the South Course at VIR. That's a 12-hour race. One notable change, March 21st and March 22nd is going to be NCM this year. Moved up significantly in the calendar. April 11th, back at Daytona for our... Oh, yeah, I would like to think so. At least it won't be as hot. Good grief. the last couple of years, it's been brutal out there. So
Yeah, June. Yeah.
April 11th, Daytona for the 14-hour. Then April 18th and 19th, Road America for an 8+7 out at Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. April 25th, our traditional date at Charlotte Motor Speedway. That'll be on the Roval. That's another 14-hour race. And back to Watkins Glen for that 7. That usually has a test date too, I believe. Yeah, a test plus a 7. So that would account for May 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. That's 3 days, Doc. And then we've got some dates that are going to be announced very soon. Some exciting news. I let it slip yesterday that Champ Car is going to be racing at Spa. That's a joke. Along with LS swaps are all free. So that takes us into 2020.
It's going to be the first to sign up.
Yeah. We've
I
arranged.
can't wait for Champ Car Europe. Yeah.
For an entire cargo ship to ship the cars over. And then I believe we're going to race from the English coast through the Channel all the way to Nürburgring.
The Channel?
That sounds like a plan.
Yeah, it's a 48-hour race, I think.
Europe won't know what hit them.
Exactly. Poor folks. They have no idea what's coming.
All right. Thanks for that little rundown there of what's going on for the rest of the year in the TireRack.com Champ Car Endurance Series race schedule. So we've got Team Salem out ahead, leading the race as they have since very early on in the race. Now up 17 laps over MZ Custom. Red Green Racing is third. Blake's Garage is fourth. Most Mint Racing is fifth. In the 521 car of Hound Dogs, the black and silver BMW, that car is in sixth, with Hakuna Miata in seventh. Silver Star is in eighth. All Roads Racing is ninth, and in 10th is Auto Body Specialists. So the top 12 cars all on the racetrack right now. Banana Splits in 13th. They've retired that car with spark plug failure that may have damaged the engine. The Iman Motorsports Honda, that car is not turning laps. Haven't heard much. Doesn't look like they've been out for quite a while. But the NTF Racing that's sandwiched in between them, about a 13-lap difference, they're in 14th. They're turning laps, and they have enough time to certainly move into 13th and overtake the Banana Split accomplishment of 765 laps turned at this track today. Bush Boys also out there turning laps in 16th. The other cars beyond that doesn't look like they're turning laps. Don't know if any of them will return to the event before the end. I wouldn't be surprised if some of them did, just to finish, take that checkered flag.
Yeah.
Right.
So we'll see what transpires there.
Let's see. 9:30.
Don't have long to see.
No.
By 23.
And much like the cars, most of our camera equipment is offline, so we don't have a lot of cars to pick from, folks. We got some track cams, and we'll just have to keep ourselves
24 hours
amused.
is hard on equipment.
Yeah. So we'll just have to keep ourselves amused with what we have to work with. And
well, keeping yourself amused is half the battle in life, I maintain.
I would agree with that.
It's all perspective, right?
Exactly.
So thanks for joining us, everybody. Those of you who have soldiered on and with this broadcast, watching the race with us, we'd love to hear from you over on our YouTube feed chat. So let us know what team you're rooting for, where you're at in your builds, and where you plan on racing next. We'd love to hear from you. I'm Paul Velton, and this is Doc Waldrop and Tiffany Alexander and Bill Strong joining you for this remainder of this 24-hour race. Just about 46 minutes left unofficially here remain to determine
the home stretch.
To determine the winner and subsequent following teams. So we can take a look at the standings here as by class. Class A is sponsored by by Krispy Kreme. It's MZ Custom leading, not winning, but leading that class. Blake's Garage is second. Hakuna Miata is third. And to be class brought to you by DiscoveryParts.com. Most Mint Racing is leading with Auto Body Specialist in second. Cargo Racing is third. C-Class, brought to you by Money Shift Racing, is led by Team Salem. Red Green Racing and Hound Dogs, the top three.
Want to thank Money Shift out there. They've got their on-site trailer supporting our racers out here.
Yeah, great group of guys, and they've been working harder and harder to get a presence at the racetrack for us, which is great because it's great to have that track support.
Yeah.
We appreciate it.
They do all kinds of mechanical stuff, right?
Yeah, they do
yeah.
engine builds. They do fabrication,
3D prototyping.
All kinds of really awesome,
like technical stuff.
Yeah. So.
And they're starting to carry more gear too, right? Like, aren't they carrying like GoPro parts and some of that sort of thing?
I know
too?
they just signed on with Cool Shirts, so they have connectors out there.
Cool Shirts, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's what I was thinking. Yeah, some more gear stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, more gear stuff.
That's nice if you're at the track and something, on your gear breaks, not the car but yourself, you can get that swapped out.
Looks like Most Mint is going to be pitting here in just a minute. They got their crew up on the wall.
Cool.
Guys getting suited up.
Yeah, they're probably going to change that
Guys
final
and
tire.
ladies.
I'll bet they're going to change that tire that they're worried about, Bill.
Yes,
Yeah,
they
the
have
left rear.
a left rear tire over the wall. Their crack team of tire taker offers are getting ready to go over. They're going to show this Salines team how to change a tire.
That's
It's
it.
going to be awesome.
Tell them we'll play some theme music for them in the background while they're doing their pit stop.
It's going to look like a Formula One stop.
Nonamaker's going to watch them, and he's going to be like, holy crap, I'm going to fire all these guys, and I'm going to bring these guys on.
Do they have the lug nuts glued on their wheels?
No, they don't. Most Mint doesn't roll like
They
that.
don't have any. They have weights glued on the wheels, but that's about it. No lug nuts on the wheels, and their wheels are about a quarter of the size of the Salins wheels and tires.
So like
Yeah,
Opel
they
GT
save on weight.
guys.
And they're a little rusty though. Looks like they sat in a junkyard for a while. They're actually these are actually the wheels that came off a real Saturn. They're not fake Saturn wheels. They're real Saturn wheels.
Well, that's good to hear. None of that fake stuff. rolling
Is
around.
there a market for fake Saturn wheels?
Oh, it's all on the black market. Didn't you hear? Oh,
No,
yeah.
no,
Oh, it's
I-
big
Black
business.
market Saturn wheels. That's
It's
right.
big business. Yeah.
Big business. Like renting 32-inch dubs, huh?
They're 14-pound wheels. What size are they?
6
15
inches.
by 6. Yep, 15 by 6.
15 by 6.
They've got a 245, 40, what is it? 245, 45, 15 on them.
On a 6-inch?
Yeah, on a 6-inch, Doc.
Holy
that one out.
smokes. No way.
Way. Prove me wrong, man. I have no camera on this. Just kidding.
I was going to say, man, those things are
Oh, 205. 205. There we go.
Bill,
Okay.
hey, Bill, tell them they need to bring that car to VIR because you're going to bring your Opel and you'll beat them with one spark plug wire tied behind your back.
So they need to run the VIR 24 where I will dominate them with my Opel GTR or GTM.
Yeah.
No, I ain't gonna. I
GTM.
don't know. I've raced against these guys in the MR2. I know better than to say that.
What's an M? A GTM.
It's a special super duper car that we're not going to talk about in front of you, Doc.
It's a
I
GT
see.
with a Miata engine. It's the GT.
Thanks,
yeah.
Paulie. All right,
I
Most Mint's
figured it
coming
out.
down pit lane. I think that's Most Mint.
I thought the M
No,
standard
that's not
for
Most Mint. That's Pizza Guys.
You got an emergency vehicle headed your way too, Bill, and we don't know why.
They had to pull the Pizza Guys out of the mud.
Oh, all roads.
He got stuck. Yeah.
Okay. No, hound dogs. Excuse me.
Yeah, hound dogs.
Gotcha. Maybe it is Hound Dogs. I don't know. Let me take a look.
I think it's Hound Dogs.
Yeah, it looks like Hound.
Okay. I never know. You know, I don't spell well. At least that's what I'm told. I don't spell Boxster with an S. Apparently that's a problem.
Well, supposed to be one of those in there.
I spelled it phonetically, and I still get flack for it.
It's Boxster.
Yeah. Boxster.
Boxster.
I challenge you to say it differently.
Most men stayed out.
My grandmother always calls it my boxer. And I'm like, I've just given up on that. Yes, I will have the boxer at the track.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah, we used to have a camera in that car, but it's kind of given up, like so many of you on us.
Hung around
Well,
just
some
long
people are
enough to know
smart.
they realized they made a terrible mistake.
all that several minutes of my life I'll never get back.
I'll never get back. Yep. Gone. Swept under the rug.
If I'd only listened to my mother, warned me about this kind of stuff. Oh, well, we all have regrets in life. So a whole lot of less laps. The Mini Cooper, I take it they're not going to return to the event. I know the car was up on its side in the evening over in the carousel area. So not turning laps right now. Banana Splits retired their car. They're down to 13th now. NTF now just an 8-lap gap, so they may be able to overtake for 13th. So Hound Dogs in the pits right now. They're in 6th place. Looks like MZ Custom and Silver Star Racing share the most cars passed for position in the race at 18. 940 laps completed. So close, Doc. So close.
I know. I did the calculation. Looks like we're going to end up around the 971 mark. Those 45 minutes on that red flag with the cleanup, it killed us.
That did us in.
Yeah. Because most of the other full course cautions during the night were fairly short. But this is a red flag as they had a lot of oil to clean up. And that doomed our chances to beat the 1,000 lap mark. We're going to be very close to last year. I looked it up earlier. How many laps was it? Like 971, something like that? If only there were a device I had in front of me where I could look this up. Wait, here's one now.
14 cars still on the racetrack, turning laps out here, about half the field that started. Still managing to keep it out on the racetrack.
Robert over on our YouTube feed, he said he's enjoyed our coverage. That's
cool.
Awesome, Robert. And
Sick,
he's
man.
reading for the MZ Custom car. Some friends of his.
Yeah, boy, those guys.
951 laps last year, so we're going to beat that.
Yeah.
We're 10 laps from that, so.
But I will say I've been really impressed with the MZ team because they have hung tough, strong through this whole event in that Miata. And they, at 9:50 p.m. they were in second place. And here we are about 40 minutes from the end of the race. They're still right there waiting for something to happen to that Porsche. And I'll tell you, they've come so close because while they've been out there turning laps and apparently keeping their nose clean, we've seen the number of spins and near misses from the Team Salem Porsche by benefit of the camera we have there. And so it's this race isn't over.
Impressive considering MZ. This is the only race they did last year where they finished 15th. It's the only race they've done so far this year in 2019. So that's pretty impressive to only race once a year.
It really is.
and compete in a 24-hour race. Because I mean,
Yeah.
there's so much goes into a 24-hour race, particularly logistics, personnel, shuffling them in and out so everybody gets some rest. They've no doubt had to go out and get fuel during the night, make sure everybody gets fed. So it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, you know, I wonder what kind of prep they've done, because you'd think, well, they got all year to prepare, but
Yeah, but
have you done any testing?
Most
Like,
people have real jobs and things to do. Yeah.
oh, those poor
Well, yeah.
people, real jobs. What's that like?
well, if you don't drive the car very often, that's just
Right.
open up a whole can of possibilities of things, because you're not really vetting the car frequently to look for those things. And I wonder what they do with the car, you know, when they're not racing it in the 24, because that's like a, you know, full throttle and then nothing and then full throttle. You know, you're not really getting any, if you're not getting any other track time with the car to make sure it's okay before the race. I just wonder.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think Nelson, I don't know where they're based out of, but Nelson, I think, has a couple of track days where they open up the course.
Yeah,
for
actually,
a fairly reasonable amount from what I remember.
Yeah, there's a private BMW club that come out. They do every Wednesday. So I don't know if it's, and getting in on that, and that's how I came out and drove the Banana Splits car here last year.
Right.
Because of that, you know, so we were able to get in on that private club thing. But so yeah, there are a number of track days that are held here at Nelson. So maybe they got in on that. I don't know.
Well,
a good way to vet the
you know,
car,
and
yeah.
it's amazing even when a car sits how much stuff breaks.
Yeah,
Right.
that's kind of what I was. I guess
That
that's
drives-
kind of what I was going with that.
Just on
you
the
nuts.
trailer on the way to the race.
Yeah, drives you nuts.
Of course, there's the challenge of getting the trailer to the race.
Yeah, well, let's not talk about that.
That's a whole book right there.
Yeah.
We're getting close to the bottom of the hour, guys. There's almost just 30 minutes left in this race.
Wow.
I'll bet Bill's ready to go home.
He's got work.
I'm going to the hotel and I'm sleeping, and then Ray and I will go home tomorrow.
Oh, that's good.
You don't want to try to drive home without sleep.
Yeah, Tiffany and I.
I did that once before. Never again will I do that. That was probably the stupidest thing I've ever done.
Yeah, that was I think the first year I covered VIR 24 with you, Bill.
Correct.
We were so tired, and we didn't plan this or anything, but I stopped at a McDonald's on the way back to Atlanta, and Bill was there. So we sat down, and, you know, McDonald's gives you the slip of paper with your order number on it. And I was looking at it, I was like, car 346, who is that? You know, we were so tired.
Right.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. I only have an hour and a half ride home from VIR, and it seemed like it took 5 hours. The next year I had my son drive me. He just got his license, and so I said, hey, it's time for you to tow a 10,000-pound trailer.
Yeah. Baptism of fire.
Yeah,
Throw them in the water, see if they swim.
Every time he accelerated or hit the brakes, I freaked. So. Down here at Most Mints Pit Stall, they're getting ready to come in. We're going to photograph this. We're going to video this for posterity so that the Salins guys can take some notes.
Good idea,
they
Bill.
They stayed out.
Oh, they stayed out again. They stole our thunder. Well, they've got to come in.
They got to come in.
We know it's true. They can't stay up forever.
They're going to put fuel in it. They don't think they can go the full stint on fuel, so they're going to put a new driver in. If the driver wants out, fuel, change a tire. They said that third gear is crunching like crazy. Fifth gear's popping out. They've got a really bad vibration in the car. And I told them, just tell the driver it's 9:30. That's when that vibration's supposed to start. So it's right on schedule. Just go fast.
Yeah.
We've scheduled your mechanical issues for 9:30 this morning. Please be prompt.
No, it's not a mechanical issue. It's a timed thing. When you say issue, drivers get freaky. So you just say it's a thing that's supposed to happen. So
it's a thing.
Yeah.
A highly
Here
technical
comes the auto the body shop guys. They're coming
Auto
in
body
with their
specialist.
RX. Yep, they're with their RX-7. They're going to put some fuel in the car and a new driver.
Well, we can split the commercial real quick and then come back here. We might break.
Sounds good.
We might return early from commercial. We want to see the pit
Well,
stop.
the Saturn just stayed out again.
Okay. Back in a moment, folks. Stay with us.
I think I'm going to try buying tires online.
TireRack.com can help you with that.
I guess I could buy the same ones I have.
No need to guess.
Our tire decision guide gives you all the right options.
I mean, I am no tire expert.
You don't have to be. We've tested and rated thousands of tires.
Answer a few questions and you're good to go.
Someone should invent a tire decision guide or something.
Can he not hear us?
TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be. At AutoZone, you get what you need when you need it. Got a today job? Pick it up free same day at your local AutoZone. More of a tomorrow project? Order as late as 10 p.m. with free next day delivery. Getting the job done just got easier.
Frozen rotors from Diversified Cryogenics deliver increased performance and a higher level of safety while significantly reducing braking system costs. Our proprietary 60-hour cryogenic process permanently and dramatically improves the usage life and stability of brake rotors, creating a distinct advantage in tensile strength, abrasive wear resistance, and rotor longevity. Frozen rotors. It's the cost-saving solution for better braking performance. Lifeline USA is a leading manufacturer of onboard fire suppression systems. Lifeline's continuous commitment to research and development ensures that we supply the most innovative and cutting-edge products available. Used by the majority of the world's motorsport championship winning teams and constructors, Lifeline has a proven history of success. Lifeline offers a complete range of fire suppression systems for all budgets and needs, and we continue to push development and limits on both extinguishant materials and our patented delivery systems to make the race car environment almost as safe as sitting on your sofa at home. Every kit has been designed for a professional and simple installation. For more information and to purchase your ChampCar fire suppression system, go to www.lifeline-fire.com.
In 1977, Bill Wood.
All right, we're back here live as Bill is in the pits watching the well-refined pit stop here of Most Mint Racing, pitting from P5. Back from break here on ChampCar.Live, brought to you by AutoZone. Champ Car is a budget-minded endurance road racing series for people like you that have always wanted to go road racing without all the hassles, huge rule book, or obscene expense. All you need is a valid driver's license, some safety gear, and a race car, which you can rent from Arrive and Drive teams or build your own car. Champ Car is the simplest path and North America's largest endurance road racing series. To find out more information, go to www.champcar.org. Back here
Those are
live
little
with-
bitty wheels.
Yeah. And I'm Paul Veltum, joined by Doc Waldrop, Tiffany Alexander, and Bill Strong, covering the tail of this race. And I think we got Bill trying to talk here. I'm going to bring up
I don't
his
even know
mic.
if he's recording this.
Yep, we're getting it all, Bill.
I asked him if he had trained a long time to be the jack man for Most Mint. He says he watches a lot of NASCAR races. So,
He sees TV. He knows this stuff.
That's a training by video.
There you go.
Yeah. So they had some nice cold lug nuts to put on instead of the really hot ones. So we've got a minute left. So they changed one tire and fueled in 3 minutes, which rivals the Salins guys. You know,
they're feeling the
you
jelly.
see their jack man watching them, taking some notes.
Yeah. Oh,
He's
yeah.
got his little notepad over there taking notes.
Yeah.
Speaking of
they're
taking
filming
notes,
it. And,
What's that, Doc?
well, Paulie, you're going to
Billy
be in
Staley.
a Boxster with R3R, right?
Right, that's the plan. Yeah.
Yeah, and where's that race? Is that Barber or is that Road America?
Road America. Yep.
What?
Yep, Road America.
Okay. And which car are you going to be in at Barber?
At Barber, I'll be in the
I gotta find me a
WM.
Cayman.
There's a little bit of a delay here, so Bill's having trouble tracking with us. But I'll be at Barber in a Miata, WM
Well,
Racing.
you've driven a Miata before.
Yeah, a lot of hours racing endurance in Miatas.
Barber's a good track for a Miata. We've seen them do well there.
Oh, okay.
The line. So we found out their fuel line's hanging down low. We don't want to fire with these guys.
Oh, yikes! Yeah, this is that's what they were strapping up yesterday with that
no,
metal.
it's their LEDs. That's what it is.
Oh,
So
okay.
cut them off.
Okay. Well, good eye there, Bill. Because that too could have gotten ripped off, and who knows what else it would have torn off.
But the corner workers may see something hanging off, and they'll black flag them or something.
Exactly.
Well, not just that, but the corner
Good point, Bill. Yeah.
and they'll black flag them or something.
Why did I say that out loud? Good point.
All right, let me head to my position. I'm going to put the camera down. So what we're going to do, folks, is I will put the camera here for Paulie to watch the start finish. I need to take pictures of the finish, and then after this race, we'll go offline, and I will record all our interviews, and we'll put them up once I get back to the hotel, and you guys can watch them in their full color, hydrophonic sound, or is that quadraphonic? No, it might even be hydrophonic sound, and
That's right, folks.
yeah, full color, the
no
whole bit.
Crotachrome here. Yeah, full color.
Hydroponics.
And then Bill will
Oh, wait,
collapse in
that's
his
different.
hotel room.
I might pass out at the keyboard, but it'll get up.
All right.
We'll give Ray like a cattle prod.
On board with the Team Salin car. Hakuna Miata still not turning laps just yet. They're in 8th spot, so they may be in the pits for the final time before they head back out onto the racetrack. We'll keep an eye on that for you.
They got 6 laps on their 9th place car, all roads racing. So they can spend a little bit of time in the pits, but not too much.
951 laps turned by Team Salin in their 99 Porsche Boxster, and leading the race by 17 laps over MZ Custom in their Miata. Then it's Red Green Racing in a BMW, and then it's Blake's Garage in another Miata. Then Most Mint Racing in a Saturn with Hound Dogs and a BMW behind them. Silver Star Racing in another Miata. Miata's in 8th, and a 318 Ti in 9th with a Mazda RX-7 in 10th. Auto Body Specialist. Hey, Bill. Yeah, get rid of that weed. Thank you.
Ow, now I have like thorns all in my hand,
Ooh.
man.
Oh, sorry, man. That's not good.
That's covered under workman's comp, Bill. I'm surprised it got through your winter gloves.
All right. That's a great
Racer
shot.
Pink says, I'm surprised you don't have a shot collar on Bill.
A shot
That's a good idea.
No, Tiffany.
Well, she didn't come up with the idea. She just reported it.
Don't kill the messenger.
Yeah. I hate the players, hate the game.
Mm-hmm.
Coming up on about 20 minutes remaining. And this is exciting. I love this stuff. Love racing. on board with Team Salem here. As he's chasing down. Looks like Most Mint might be just up ahead.
And the viewers are really piling up as we get here down to the finish. That number's just jumping. It's like a Jerry Lewis telethon.
Of course, this
Paul,
time
is that still in frame? The wind is taking over down here. It's getting really windy.
it's okay right now. Yeah, you're good. Last year it was GMS, the Ghetto Motorsports guys, and that were in the same position and managed to bring it home, and huge accomplishment. Huge accomplishment.
Finishing at 24 is a huge accomplishment.
Yeah. So I'm sure they're looking forward to seeing that checkered flag.
I would imagine that feeling is shared on pit road by a lot of teams.
Right?
Yes, Dan, you can make a pledge. doc.waldrop@gmail.com is my PayPal account.
This is for the shot caller.
Yeah. I assume so. I can't think of any other reason people would send us money.
And you guys are going to tell me it's a new wireless mic that I wear around my neck, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's new technology. We're constantly researching that for the benefit of our viewing audience.
Couldn't said it better myself.
I'm
Bill.
telling you, Bill and Paulie get chatting on Slack, and they lose me in mere seconds. I don't know what they're talking about, but they're constantly making the show better for you, our viewing audience.
Well, and Bill's done an exemplary job this weekend of reporting from
he's
the
on
pits.
here and you heard that, right?
Oh, whoops! I thought he was gone.
No.
I think I got a mute thing. Hold on. No, that won't work. He'll still be able to hear. Well, never mind.
You'll forget it.
No, Bill's done an exemplary job of staying up all night long, sending me reports as to what's going on with the event, and just did a great job this weekend.
Brings up an excellent point with the shot caller. It might cut down on those HR meetings on Monday for Bill.
As soon as you start to hear, usually we don't realize it until he's already blurted it out, though. So
yeah. Paulie got us with a zinger last night that came out of left field.
No.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Oh, it was the...
Yes, it was.
I remember.
I had that one off at the pass.
It was funny.
It was funny.
I don't remember the whole...
Oh, I do.
Word by word of it, but it was just too tempting. It was teed up there, Doc, and I had to hit it.
If you're going to tee him up, he crushed it too. Right down the center of the fairway. He got all of it.
I'm going to have to go back and listen for that.
I wish I could tell you what time it was, but
it was as we were getting ready to
go off the air.
It was still during daylight, and Bill was looking at the sign, and we were playing around with the sign. That's when everything went south.
Yeah. Which is a new record for us, actually.
South of the belt line.
Not that far.
It was south of the belt line, actually, if you want to get specific.
Nicely put.
We're about 16 minutes remaining in the race today. Lord help us make it.
We've lost it.
956 laps turned so far. Team Salem up at the front. So it's the 942. Then it's the 338 of MZ Custom in their Miata that's blue. Then in P3, it's the number 31 Red Green Racing BMW, red in color. In fourth place, it's the number 248 Blake's Garage Mazda Miata. In fifth, it's the number 50 Most Mint Racing in their Saturn SC. In sixth place, it's the number 521 Hound Dogs 94 BMW black and silver 325. In seventh, it's the number 470 Silver Star Mazda Miata red in color. In eighth, it's Hakuna Miata in their 90 Miata. That's the 128 car. In ninth, it's the number 495. All Roads Racing in their 318 Ti. And in 10th place, it's kind of a teal color, number 139 Auto Body Specialist 1979 Mazda RX-7. Now, Tiffany, if you're wondering why I'm giving the car numbers this time, it's because somebody asked me to do that, and I messaged back. I said, why? And I couldn't think of, it wasn't occurring to me. It's like, why would you want me to do that? And this morning when I woke up, I realized we have an unusual number of people at the racetrack watching the race up on the hill and across the racetrack, and they wouldn't know the car names, but they would see the numbers. And I'm betting it was one of the observers that was there at the track. And I can't think of any other reason why they would want me to call out the numbers. So
I can't think of any other reason why they would listen to us, but
well, that's a good point too.
So Dan King is asking if he can get a shout out to his wife Debbie. Absolutely. Do you want us to sing happy birthday or anything?
Shout out to Debbie, who must be listening in. I'm sorry, Debbie. We're very sorry you had to listen to hear this.
There's nothing we can do about it, though. They actually pay us to do this.
Yes.
I hope you were sitting down before I told you that.
About 15 minutes remain here, folks. The clock's still winding down.
I mean, it's just a hot bowl of rice and a glass of ice water, but it'd still pay.
Back on board with our leader here, whistling about the racetrack in their Porsche Boxster. That's with an S, by the way.
Dan King, in case y'all don't know, races with Team Jackie X, a relatively recent addition to the team, about a year ago, I think. So we'll see both those Team Jackie X cars at Sebring, where they are always very, very strong. Of course, Team Jackie X also took the inaugural win at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway in our first race there.
Yeah, pretty prestigious win.
Hey guys, 340 just completed their engine swap, and they're getting ready to send the car out.
Oh, that's awesome.
They started the engine swap about less than 2 hours ago.
Oh, that's the Iman Motorsports guys, the corner
evil
workers.
Minions of Nelson.
Yeah.
The team made up of several corner workers that have been here for years. One poor guy, Brian Bartsey, is related to him by marriage, I believe.
Well, they're in 15th place right now, so if they can get out there and start turning some laps, have a little bit of fun over the last 15 minutes or so, that'd be great. Have them come out and finish the race with us.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be able to overcome the banana splits for 14th, but they're still going to be able to say they finished the race.
Yeah.
And again, these are longtime Nelson Ledges corner workers, so they know how tough it is for to finish this race. So.
I like that they stayed up and got it all changed so they could go out and take that checkered flag. That's cool.
Silly racers.
Well, that
Do
was
for a checkered flag,
we already
right?
knew
Yeah,
that,
none of us know any better. Is that bright blue?
Well, we know better. It's just
we just don't listen. Yeah.
Knowing better and doing better, two totally different things.
Yeah.
Okay, Dog Racer Pink wants you to sing happy birthday to him.
In my Marilyn Monroe voice?
Sure.
I can't do that.
The funny thing is, it's not his birthday. He just wants you to sing it.
I see. Happy birthday.
Oh, jeez.
all right. Please stop.
My team has picked up the ugly habit. We have a tradition that we go out the night before the race to a Mexican restaurant, and now every time we do that, they have the mariachis come and sing, and the wait staff sing happy birthday to me. It's not my friggin' birthday. But hey, I get a free dessert, so.
And you look like you've had 86 birthdays.
Yeah.
Ouch.
That's funny.
Hi, kid.
I'm short of 86.
So they sing you happy birthday. They don't swap it up and let
No,
let them sing happy
it's
birthday to
always
anybody
me.
else.
They've done it
Always
3
you.
races in a row now.
That's fantastic.
And I've got to wear the big sombrero hat, and they post the pictures, and
I mean, you do wear it well. I mean,
and I'm sure I'm going to get even with them somehow. They forget that I have a virtually unlimited supply of self-adhesive googly eyes.
On board with Team Salem as they're chasing down one of the Miatas. Puts a clean pass here, heading down. I think this is the front straightaway. They're on right now. Some of our cameras have just had enough of our shenanigans, like much of you out there. They've just really had enough of it, and they're disgruntled. Well, we coax them back every once in a while. Here we go. Whoops. Okay. All right. Maybe not. Not yet.
Comes and it goes.
Yeah. Team Salem, great group of guys. They always sponsor the Watkins Glen event that we have each year. The Champ Yard Dog at the Glen, it's called.
I think they sponsor virtually everything at the Glen.
Yeah, it's not just Champ Car, but
there's some lesser series that race up there. One of them's NASCAR or something like that.
I think I've heard of it.
They sponsor the IMSA race up there too, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 6-hour race, I think.
Just under 10 minutes here, folks, unofficially. 962 laps turned. Hakuna Miata still not showing turning laps right now, but the other top 7 are out there whistling about the racetrack. Also, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 spots. 15, the Emon guys are out on the racetrack, along with the Bush boys that were behind the wall earlier this morning. You got Team Coco. Looks like they're out there turning laps too, back in 20th spot. They're the car that's at the rear of the field that's still turning laps.
Pete just chimed in. It's Mean Green Racing. He's going to join us at Sebring, I believe, after getting that very fast Honda back together. He's in a garage down at AMS, Atlanta Motor Speedway, at a car show. So Pete's got some neat toys. He's got a VW bus, the dub bar that unfolds out of the van, out of the bug to do a big, long, like 20-foot bar. Won best car of show at the Wings and White Walls that's put on at Dobbins Air Force Base. Very cool trophy. The pistons move and stuff.
Nice.
I got a trophy from that car show. It's the quintessential participation trophy. It's Wings and White Walls 2018 first car registered.
Nice.
But it's cool. They put a BMW on the bottom of the plaque, and it's an F-14, which I worked on when I was in the Navy. So.
Oh, neat.
Yeah.
Any trophy's better than no trophy at all, right?
Thank you. And you missed the other big news, Tiffany. My pool team advanced to the city championships next June.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
Yeah, mostly because I was missing.
That's not
Doc.
true.
Yes.
Completely forgot. I forgot to send you your Employee of the Month certificate for May.
Bill, every time I get a check from Champ Car, I feel like the Employee of the Month. How did I get that?
I don't know. We were still asking that. It came in the mail. We thought, how some of those places send you certificates with your name on it. If you pay
$39.95.
I get a lot of those from AARP.
Yeah, and I think it's like one of those. And you got a whole bunch of little envelope stickers with your address on it.
You probably have some googly eyes on the side too.
God, I hope so. I did put a set of googly eyes on my toll road fees from going up to Indy.
Oh gosh, I was trying to remember if I paid those or not. I've got those too.
$128 is now leaving pit lane. They sat there for a while. I think they only have maybe a lap or two left on that car.
Winding down. Not long to go now. A few more minutes to decide this match.
Yeah, we're just getting up here in the final few minutes of the race and enjoying the onboard video captured from inside the Salins machine as they're piloting that car around to looking forward to taking the checkered flag out here at Nelson Ledges in Garrettsville, Ohio.
Ooh, picture in picture. Dang.
It's been a well fought battle for them, and certainly be a well-deserved win for them to take out here at Nelson Ledges.
Yeah, I mean, one of the largest margins of victory we've seen in a while. This harkens back to the early days of Champ Car. Most of the races are much closer than this, even the 24-hour races.
Yeah, true. Yeah, they could probably pull over right now and just.
Oh, don't
yeah,
say that.
He doesn't have to be running to finish.
Oh, I'm still here. I'm running on a cup of coffee I had this morning.
Oh, Bill, we're actually not talking about you.
Strange.
2 to go, folks. 2 to go.
He's like, I'm going to pretend you are, though.
I'm not going to pretend you didn't say that, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Team Salins piloting their Porsche Boxster just for the final 2 laps out here, looking to take the checkered flag in all of its glory in an extremely challenging 24-hour race.
Fame, fortune, glamour, glory awaits.
It will all be theirs as the checkered flag will fly in the air for them. And they have persevered. They have had no less than 3 off-track excursions. A couple of spins, but they managed to keep it on the racetrack for the most part. And as we're winding down the final minutes of the race, the crews will be invited to come out to the pit wall and just cheer for their teams as they come by. We've got an emergency vehicle flag, or it might be the 1 lap to go flag.
Yeah,
1 lap to go. 1 lap to go.
All right, Bill, thanks for that. So
with a minute 20 laps, it shouldn't be long before we see that checkered flag.
Right. Does not take long.
Yep, he's working his way around the racetrack. He's not shifting any gears. He's just piloting around the racetrack, just cruising.
And they practiced that on the practice night, going around this track in just 1 gear, just in case.
Coming around the carousel, and of course the pit crews, the corner workers are calling out the position of the lead car so that the flag stand won't miss them as they come by.
checkered flags in hand.
Coming down to that final corner. Onto the front straightaway, the checkered flag flies for Team Salem, taking the win at the Nelson 24 of the TireRack.com Champ Car Endurance Series. After 24 hours of racing, Team Salem takes the win. It's 19 laps up on the field, a decisive victory, almost taken out at pit in by another competitor early on. They spun the car twice at different parts of the racetrack, managed to recover and keep their nose clean and finish the race in victory. So congratulations to Team Salem on a well-fought win. MZ Custom in their Miata take second place in the 338 car. And then it's the number 31 Red Green Racing taking third in their BMW. Behind them, Blake's Garage in another Miata. The number 248 takes fourth place. And then in P5, the 92 Saturn SC of Most Mint Racing, they take position 5 in this race. Behind them, it's the number 521 Hound Dogs 1994 BMW 325, black and silver. And then it's the number 470 Silver Star 92 Red Miata taking 7th. With Hakuna Miata still in the pits taking 8th. They may have left the pits just to take the checker.
Yes, they did.
And then it's All Roads Racing, the number 495 taking 9th. And in 10th place, it's Auto Body Specialist in that 79 RX-7. Double checkers fly in the air for the car that they managed to get back onto the racetrack, and there it is coming across the start-finish line. The orange and green Miata of Hakuna Miata. How about that?
Saw a lot of cars flashing their lights as they came across the start-finish line to take a checker.
So congratulations to Team Salem. A well-fought win. Oh, we've got Bill there. Hey, Bill. We've got you on camera.
Bill just sunk to his knees.
Hey,
Cheers.
I survived this 24 hours. Yeah, pretty much. I'm going to fall asleep right here. But I want to thank everybody for participating in this. We had a lot of views online, and please share us, like us, do whatever you need to do to help us on social media and YouTube.
Send money.
We want to thank AutoZone for helping us out on these broadcasts. And, of course, Paul Veltum. Yeah, send money. Paul Veltum, Doc Waldrop, and Tiffany Alexander. Thanks for doing this awesome show, guys. And we'll see you at the next one, all right?
All right, Bill. Thanks, buddy. Great job again.
Long.
And congratulations to all of the teams and competitors who came out to join us for this epic race out here at Nelson Ledges. So congratulations, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us for this broadcast. And guess what? We'll be back in just 2 weeks for the broadcast from Sebring. Another big race and another big epic racetrack here. Just another one of the tracks on the Champ Car Endurance Series circuit this year. So congratulations to all the teams, and thank you for all the competitors who came out and competed. So until next time, for Bill Strong, Tiffany Alexander, Doc Waldrop, I'm Paul Veltum signing off for now, and we'll see you folks when we come to Sebring. So long, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Woo.